It's suspense building.
It's character building. It's you don't get that from other games though. It's like not only is this game hard, let's just put a layer of difficulty on top of that, like a mental layer.
I think it's the game hard. His dick's hard the entire time. You can't do anything with it. It's very upsetting.
Like
You get the sexual frustration skill.
It's a talent.
I'm trying to make this one glass of red wine last. I'm not going to get drunk on stream anymore. Not going to do it. Do you do drunken speedruns?
Really?
I did it.
Oh, okay,
once.
that's
I did it once and it was poor. don't drunk speedrun.
Should we expect it to be good? Like,
It was poorer than my usual standard of poor. Like,
oh, okay.
I'm surprised I actually finished the run. Was basically it.
Couple people in here. I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural thing. You know, you have one hobby, you have another hobby, you put them together.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know someone.
My hobby is drinking.
I don't know. I know someone who claimed apparently one day that when they were drunk, they had a higher skill. You know, so I don't know, some kind of like,
Well, it
I don't know,
depends,
like crossing
I feel like,
into ether, like.
I feel like they felt they had a higher skill.
I had a higher
rather than
pain
they actually
threshold.
had a higher skill.
To be fair, they did make a
Threshold
statement
for pain.
while they were drunk, so.
Yeah, fuck. Nah, that's
It's the
bullshit.
perceived skill, not the actual skill.
I also said those kinds of things when I was young and an idiot and drank way too much. Like, I'm very aware. Like, yeah, no, that's not how that works. You're better at, like, having no inhibitions. That's about it. I got really good at having no inhibitions. I was great at it.
You should put a tweet out. What episode?
Pez,
Yeah?
there isn't an AK racing thing beneath the stream.
No, there is.
Where?
That's the first thing.
Did you do it recently? Maybe I have to refresh it.
I see it.
Yeah, I did it like 2 hours ago.
Oh yeah, I've had the thing open for a while and I just didn't see it.
So, yeah, I got the Beyond
Whoa,
Blue.
we
All that
need to
stuff.
get another.
Hey, everybody in the chat. I see you.
Oh.
Clicky Sticks. That's a cool name. Ryuku?
Raikou from fucking
Our boy Raikou.
Raikou.
That's what I saw. I was
Digimon boy Raikou.
I was watching the fucking Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver speedrun today, and the fucking Raikou was abused thoroughly. Screamus, Rocket Pineapple, Aeon Frodo. I'm gonna try How do I Paracusia?
He's para. He's para.
He said it so Italian. Paracusia.
I am Italian. You got a problem with that?
No, I didn't know. I didn't. You just slipped into the accent though, like a comfortable pair of pants. I don't know what.
you speak Italian?
Sarah Lee, Bob
No.
99,
Hon wee baguette.
Mr. Zeus, PSX Freak, handsome chef NT. He's a very handsome chef. Buddha de Mayo, Miggy, Big Daddy Jimmy, Ingy,
Zeus just comes and goes.
Princess
Jesus
Uni,
Christ.
What is that?
Ducky
emote?
Shark. Look at all these.
Is that yours, Softman? Is that your Ethan?
That's your emote?
Yeah, of course it is. It's great.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
What is that goddamn emote? Ugh. 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 What is that Cyclops emote? Please.
Oh, fuck no! No! Break up his emote. Don't allow him to fucking... Is it... How many rows is it? 2 rows or 3?
Oh, dude, it's a lot. No, it's... I don't know, it was like
Probably too
16...
many.
It's like 16 slots, that friggin' freezer
It is
remote.
16, so it's 4 rows. Right.
How do you even...
So excessive profanity had just... Because he just never updated his modes. He goes, well, I just got like 16 free slots. It's like, well, let's just add a freezer in there. No, I think he lost a race, so Wefa Jesus made him put a freezer remote there.
Oh.
That's fair. That's a good bet. That's a
Yeah.
good bet.
There it
Hey,
is.
like,
Someone
I'll
did
admit-
it in a line. There it is.
I'll admit, that's some dedication. That's some dedication, Riley. You didn't put 1 emote in, no, you put 16 in.
Dedication to a bit. No, he just wanted to. Alright. That's a... feel like our story was better. We could have like stretched upon that.
Oh, he just wanted to. All right, Darius, that was my bad. I thought.
Could have stretched upon that. He made a bet. He made a bet based on the gender of his child when they were waiting to find that out. He made a bet that if it was a boy or a girl, like he could have totally stretched out that story.
Oh, so I got told something. Okay, well, someone told me in the chat why, because I said why is
there
it
is. He was talking about how he hadn't used the slots and when he was like, I dare you to do this, and then he did. Dedication to a bit. Ah, fuck! I dropped my fidgety.
I want to put Nightbot on, but I was against some sweet emotes. Probably.
You got one of these bad boys.
Yes.
No, I don't. Mine's literally a ball of blue tack that I play with. It's just a cube I made out of fucking blue tack, and it's great.
Okay, that is actually annoying. Ugh.
Should get a fidget spinner. That'll keep me occupied, right?
I bought one for $4. I spun it, and
fuck you.
That is it.
Why did you buy it?
You
could have done that at the fucking shop. You just picked it up and be like, "Yep, that'll do," and then you could have just fucking gone about your life.
No, but you do it while it's in the package, so the package is just spinning with the fidget spinner on the inside.
Spend $4 on like a bottle of Coke or something, man. Go get a fucking like a $4 fucking schooner or some shit. Like, come on.
But if you're able to spin a fidget spinner in a box, then you're stealing spins.
You're stealing spin.
Literally stealing.
You're stealing. You didn't pay for those spins.
You wouldn't steal a fidget spinner. You wouldn't download a fidget spinner, would you? I fucking wouldn't.
Do you know on that ad, like, that music was actually pirated? I read that on Reddit.
Amazing.
Yeah, they actually stole that music. So, would you steal a car?
No, I wouldn't steal a baby. Pirating is not the same as stealing. Pirating is not the same as stealing because you're not taking it from someone so only you can have it. You're making a copy of it. So it's like, would you steal a car? No, but I would totally copy a car. Like if they still got a car, but I got one too, I would 100% do that all the time. All the time. Maybe not all. A lot of the time.
Many times.
Many times.
They can see
Many
you.
times.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I just like how that girl had, when she was downloading it, it had like the big, thick download bar, and it's like, it made her look like a hacker, but no, she was just a schoolgirl, and she picked up a school bag and go to school. She just had like a conscious decision not to be a thief or a pirate.
Not to be efficient with the downloading by downloading while she's not there.
There's a website where you can go to make yourself look like a hacker, where it opens like green text and you just slam it.
I've used that before.
Yeah,
I've used it before.
I can't remember what. Yeah, I've definitely used it before, but I can never remember what it's called. Like,
you probably just look up, I don't know, hack text. Internet.
Yeah, but I don't want to put that into Google because then I'll be able to watch this instantly. Like, it's like I want to, but I don't at the same time.
Just use incognito mode. It's fine.
You fucking you definitely hack things. You know what's up. This guy hacks. Hacker text web thing.
Script
Come on, do hack the website.
Know what I mean? There it is.
Oh god. It actually came up.
Put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll put it up on your window. Oh no, I'm fucking controlling the stream. God damn it. God, I really want to do that. I really want to hack.
There's a Matrix version. Oh shit, son.
There's an everything version.
Downloading critical data. Oh shit.
Hacking nerd.
Here it is. Yeah. It's called hackertyper.net. Just open it and then just slam your keyboard. Just like mash your fucking palm on your keyboard.
The camera's shaking.
I got.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I remember. Yeah.
That's definitely the one, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get visual eBay. And then you get to,
make sure
someone made that. Someone made that on purpose.
Just sign a waiver.
And we are the group of hackers known as 4chan. Please ask us anything. We are. That was the great.
The 4chans.
I'm going
What
to
was the
save
greatest
that for
group
when my
known
wife
to man?
walks in. She's, what are you
A
doing?
hacker known as 4chan.
The 4chans.
Oh man. I could do with some spicy noodles. Spicy noodles sounds great.
Oh, how's everyone like our sexy new chairs? They look alright? Super comfy. I just built
Mine's
mine after
falling
97
apart.
hours.
Yeah, it only took you 97 hours to finish building yours.
So it turns out like there's a
Oh
little...
yeah, that's right. I saw that tweet. Didn't you like forget a bit or something?
No, it was just
You
like a
fucking
little butt
forgot a
part.
bit.
It's just a little butt part. And
Fucking
How do you
didn't
forget
finish.
a bit?
He didn't finish building the chairs.
I did
So
like
I did it in
19
25 minutes, and he did it
and then
in 97 hours. And I had to show him how to put it on.
Hey, I had to bloody
Ooh.
go
It was
coach
like the
soccer.
simplest
Alright.
bit too. You
Ooh.
silly kid.
How
Fucking-
are we
Nah,
all
that's
doing?
not good.
How are we all doing? You feeling fresh? Feeling ready? Feeling good?
Cold.
Yeah.
Feel almost as good as my buttocks feel sitting on this amazing eco. I want
Very few. You
Camel up.
can like when you first figure out that the lever, like you go back, and then all of a sudden it goes all the way fucking back.
That's far.
I'm gonna sleep on this tonight. I
Probably
reckon.
too far.
It's actually quite comfortable, except for the little, what do you call it? Like a butt poof. Ugh.
Your lumbar support? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that thing, the butt pad. Incredibly comfy. Okay, racing butt pad.
Yeah.
The butt pad.
Yeah.
Lumbar support.
Yeah, lumbar support, buddy.
Yeah, you need some good
Like your
lumbar.
power, buddy.
Technical terms.
Lumbar support.
Yeah.
I needed supportive. I needed to cradle me. I needed to tell me everything's okay. I need
Yeah,
to
of
feel like
course.
I believe that you can achieve your dreams. I know that you can get there. I will support you. I will see you through whatever decision you make. I know it'll be the best for the both of us, and I will make you, and I will help you get there. That's what I need in a butt poof.
Right. Well, anyway, hey guys, welcome to episode 55 of the You Game Bro podcast. Now, with some comfy fucking chairs. But for those audio listeners that don't see that because we don't like you, oh, we do like you, just not as much as the live stream guest here on twitch.tv/You Game Bro podcast. I'm your host as always, Pez. Yeah, nothing's changed. I'm still the same. Joined by my co-host, Mr. Matty Mouse, the pride of Newtown.
Hey, buddy.
How you going?
How you going?
Good. We're joined by...
I'm good.
We've got some special guests today. Very special guests. We've got the duo. So everyone's aware of a certain speedrunning marathon going on at the moment. It's like, that's in the US. No one can go to that. We've got our own. We've got our own coming to Australia. We can go to it. You know, support your own.
Are you though?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go to the website, twitch.tv
Oh, yeah.
it's AUSS speed. Wait, the double S in it always throws me off. It's AUS speedrun marathon. Yeah. Soft man.
Yes.
And Asteros runs. Sorry.
Astros.
Ethan and Alex. I think
It
that's
was a
lot
good
easier.
try. It was a good try.
It was an attempt. There's been worse.
I'm really bad at words.
To be
so
fair,
that I do good.
he's garbage at all words.
You'll find that
Like,
out.
he's
later,
terrible.
actually.
Like, he's terrible at words. Just the worst at words.
So
Just like, couldn't be worse.
So Ethan reached out to me, explained to me what's going on. I was like, definitely, let's get you guys on the podcast. I want to like, 'cause literally, it was speedrunning that got me into watching Twitch, and now I.
Oh,
Whoa!
fuck it, we'll get into
No.
all
I'm
that.
gonna get
Like,
into that. Okay, I'll just.
you're gonna get into it right now.
No, we're not gonna do it right now. I'm just. Okay, I'll just shut up, Matty. It's all you.
You lead it right in. They haven't even, you've said who the guests are. How are you guys going? How's things? How's life, love, everything in between?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Moved into a house recently, so we're getting used to it.
Oh no, like how recently?
2 weeks ago.
Okay, which city are you in?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay, yeah, that sounds. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's very
cold,
cold.
and then hot, and then raining, and then snowing, and then cold, and then hot,
Yeah.
and then raining.
And that's
And
all in
then
the span of
starts-
approximately 5 minutes, so.
Yeah. I remember being in Melbourne like a couple of years ago, and they had like apparently one of like the biggest like weather shift. Like they changed like 12 degrees in an hour. Like it went from like 32 to 20 in the space of an hour.
Oh,
It caused
God.
like old people to pass out and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. It does over in the UK. It fucks with all kinds of roads. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, you came from another place though, so you got furniture and you all that kind of good shit. You didn't have to do too many IKEA trips.
Well, we did one IKEA trip, but it was all small stuff. Basically, because my family's so large and they've all moved out in the past and moved multiple times, they were like, "Hey, so we've got this insert furniture piece here. Would you like it to hold? Would you like us to hold it for you?" And we're like, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." No, because we've already got 2 of those. Yes, yes, yes. And so when we moved in, it was just like 7 or 8 cars with trailers just bringing furniture in. That was like secondhand. We're like, whatever, like.
Free furniture is free furniture. Like, just take it.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about that? I love the IKEA trip. How many servings of meatballs did you eat on the IKEA trip?
None.
Come on, please say at least one. Please say at least one.
A singular meatball.
How do you go to IKEA and not get them? That's like, sometimes I just go to IKEA for the meatballs. Like, that's why I'm there.
Explain to me, what's the deal with the meatballs at IKEA? I always hear these conversations. I never chime in.
They're fucking good. That's what they're really Swedish meatballs at IKEA. It's like $7, $8, how the fuck much it is. And you get 10 fucking meatballs. You get your mashed potato, your gravy. You get your like weird jam fucking thing, whatever it is. It's delicious. That's the move. Yeah. Like, you gotta go there and get the fucking meatballs.
If you haven't tried them, you gotta try them. You have to try them. You
could buy like a kilo bag of them, like freezer bag, and like take them home. I did that last time I was there. I could not. I had to. Oh, they're so good. So good.
I kind of want a meatball now. I had a meatball sub today.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the same.
It's not the same.
It's not definitely the same. Okay, other than meatballs and roads in England, how's your week been, guys?
Yeah, what have you guys been up to? What have you guys done?
Organized speedrun marathon.
Yeah.
What a great segue.
Yeah.
It's so,
no time to play games of your own while that happens?
I've been playing some stuff. Not much, though. Mostly just speedruns. Because I've
What
got,
have you been playing?
I've got 4 runs in the marathon. And so I've mostly just been playing those. That's Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Alpha Protocol, an Obsidian RPG from like 08, I think. The original Quake.
Alpha Protocol.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a long fucking time. They had like proper good dialogue trees in that.
Yeah.
Where like shit would actually change if like depending on certain dialogue options you'd pick, shit would actually like change later on in the game, which is how that should be.
Yeah. But yeah, like I didn't want to take that many runs, but like people pulled out and then I had to find replacements and I'm like, I can't find replacements. So then I'm like, wait, hang on, I run games. I play video games.
I know me.
I haven't touched my speedrun in like 3+ months, so alright, I'll practice in like the last 3 days before I leave and I'll be good.
Yeah, Vex is always good. Vex is always good.
I've got my deck stuck in concrete because I'm not allowed to have fun with anything because I'm playing this little game called... for those that still listened to the podcast last week, playing I Want to Be the Boshi. Now, I'm currently not the Boshi. I'm confident to say that. You see behind me, I want to be the Boshi. I really do. And I also want to have sexual relations with my wife. But we'll get into that a bit later. So, but I actually do. I am really good at Sparkster on... what was that on? Mega Drive. Did I have on Genesis? Oh, Mega Drive and Genesis, same thing. I was really good at that. I could do that in 42 minutes. That was my record. I think the world record is like half an hour or something like that.
I love it. We all just go and look it up.
It might even be longer than that. I know I'm like something too. It's been like 3 years since I've ran it, and that was on medium.
Stuff, not SNES, Genesis. According to Speedrun.com, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's something like so. I'm like 42. I can do it with I can do it flawless, no deaths on medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite games of all time. I'm actually with Boshi. Okay, I'm actually really enjoying Boshi. It's do you use like games that are so hard when you actually get past the part. It's the feeling of reward you get is just so good that you just can't get from new games these days.
I I actually am not. I'm the opposite. I played, what was it, like 20 minutes of Super Meat Boy, had to get up, walk away from the computer for like 5, 10 minutes, breathe deep. Then I came back to my computer, immediately uninstalled it, and refunded that game like that. I was like, I've never felt so much rage build from like, I walked into that game completely fine. I was like, this is going to be nice and fun. I've seen gameplay. This game's pretty difficult. Dead. 20 minutes later, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like games with rapid death mechanics aggravate me to no end so quickly. So I just like I can't. Like those games are so hard for me.
I love the sense of accomplishment. That's why I do it. It's hard. It's like hard. Like I was saying to you guys earlier. There's a part on Boshi where I'm at the end of level 2 and I'm versing Ryu, and there's 12 levels. So yes, this is going to take me a long time. But
Yeah.
I've got up to the final part of the rotation with Ryu, where Chun-Li comes in, does a like upside down scissor kick, whatever it's called. She goes past. She's like, weirdly enough, she's squirting out water while she does it. But if it hits you, you die. But then as soon as she goes, Blanca comes in. He's quite easy to dodge. And then Dao Sim comes in spinning. But he does it really slow. And you can't jump over him because he follows your movements. And you got to mash real quick. You got to hit him, I think it's about 100 times. And if you kill him, the second, not even a second, Ryu pops in and does a Hadouken that's the size of half the size of the map. But if you're not at the back part of the screen to jump on a little platform, you just got to restart again. And that happened to me because it took me probably, I think, about 900 attempts on Ryu right now. I grabbed my PS4 controller
God.
and fucking smashed it as fucking hard as I could on the corner of my table, and I broke the touchpad. Because I thought, I've been playing on the the Xbox One controller. I was like, I can't do it on keyboard. I've been playing on Xbox One controller, but I was like, maybe I need to use the PS4 controller. Well, I'm incredibly happy that I did that. So,
Yeah.
Boshi's a great game. Everyone should try it out.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Do you have any rage games? Like games that just, apart from Super Meat Boy, games that you've just lost your shit at?
I actually recently got really mad at the Breath of the Wild DLC. You know, the Master Sword Trials.
I haven't played it yet. I've got it, but I haven't played the DLC.
Yeah, I tried the DLC. Basically, I got to a specific point, and it had taken me probably like an hour to get to this point, and I was tired. It was late, and I just finally got to this point, and then the game was just like, damn, and I was like, fuck, and I had to leave again. I was just like, oh, come on, I worked so hard to get there, and the whole thing was just like, no, try again, do an hour, go on.
Yeah,
like,
anything without an autosave. Anything without an autosave. Like I always buy a bunch of like older stuff on like Steam Summer Sales and GOG and all that crap, and like I'm so used to the idea of just having an autosave.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's just a thing you have in video games. And, so you do the thing, and I'm playing this other game or whatever. You play, and I'm like 2-3 hours in, and I die, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll just reload that save. Find out that it's from 3 hours ago. It's like I'm not doing that anymore, and that's how I have stopped playing at least 5 games in the last like year, because I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, that's why I'm so thankful that Bosch. I think it's impossible. No one would ever finish Bosch if it didn't have that. Like I miss the days of. No. I actually do miss the days of like old Alex Kidd, where you only had X amount of lives. I won't talk too much about Alex Kidd, Manny. And like Sparks, it's like it made you better. But I get then again with the save points or checkpoints, I guess it's more room to practice and get better.
Yeah, but that's the thing. All those are like really older games, like your Alex Kidd, like your Cosmo, at least like those were a lot shorter, so at least you could sort of get through, sort of push through. But when you got your newer game, which is like 12 hours, 14 hours,
unlimited lives.
You want those unlimited lives.
Regeneration. Yeah, you don't have to pick up health packs anymore. Thank you, Halo, for that.
It took me ages. I thought of my rage game though, and it's only because I always get angry at myself when it happens. But whenever I'm playing Armor, I've been playing Armor 3 recently because I wanted to. I wanted to play DayZ, but I hate Armor 2. Armor 3 runs mildly better. Like both of the engines are still not the greatest, but it runs better. And every time I'll be out there, I'm like, all right, I got this, don't worry. And then I'll die from like just some dumb shit. Like I'll fall off of something. Or like totally clear an area except one fucking door. I'm like, we're good. and then a dude comes through the door and I'm like, that's the game I have to turn off because I'm frustrated. I'm just like, son of a fucking bitch, and then I'm just like, nope, I'm out, I'm done. That's my rage game. That's my only rage game. Otherwise, I tend not to play games that make me angry. I just don't do it.
Still to this day, Demon Souls is my rage game.
Never played it. Never will.
It's not hard.
Oh,
it's just
really good.
I love it. It's a great game, but I fucking hated it in the same sense. It's the one game I love and hate, only because it just... I've never taken a disc out and snapped it like I have that and put it back in the case, took it to EB Games and traded it in, and it worked. The game didn't work, but it worked trade in. Just...
Oi.
Fires travel through the floor. It shouldn't travel through the floor and hit an NPC that you've been waiting to get a certain something. Fuck that game. But yeah. Enough about my rage fuel stuff.
No, but Pez, what have you been playing this week, dude?
Boshi. I'm not allowed to play anything else other than Boshi. Well,
you're not allowed.
I'm not allowed to, and it's sensitive. Like, well, actually, it's not.
You're
really
allowed to. It's just not going to help you with your like.
Well, anytime I'm not playing Boshi is time I'm not enjoying being a man. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. But I am doing something other than playing video games. On Saturday, I'm going to Z Town, which is a zombie survival game, in a sense.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's in Homebush in Sydney, where it's a mass zombie survival thing with Nerf guns, where like you can start off as survivors. There's supposed to be like 500 people going. It's crazy. And
looking at that, man. And then I realized it's Saturday and I'm busy. And
I know. I was gonna bring you along. I was gonna see if I can get your ticket too.
I have appointments all day on Saturday.
Well, I'm going along with the 8-Bit guys, the Hungry Gamers podcast. They invited me along. But yeah, you got to bring. The only thing is you got to bring your own Nerf gun, and the rest is fine. You get if you get turned into a zombie, you get free face paint. You get free bandanas because you need a bandana in zombie survival. You get dog tags, and I believe you get a vest. And you can tell your own.
Because you're going to get shot at a lot.
So, and that goes for 5 hours. So I'm pretty excited about
4
that.
hours.
Hell of a stretch.
Yeah, I had.
I mean, unless you get eliminated, in which case then you're just shit out a lot.
Oh no! Apparently they have to.
Then you go and sit out.
Well, I was talking to Joel from Horse Skeleton that we played D&D with. He said to me, he's just gonna, as soon as he starts, he's just gonna have his final stand straight away because he knows he can't run away from them. So he's just gonna run at them. So that'd be interesting. So I'm glad to see Joel as a zombie through the day.
For people like that, you need to have like good cover. Set up in a good location and get your shit sorted.
And I wonder if he can. I want to get to the point later in the day where like we find other groups and we've got to barter for Nerf bullets. It's like, I'll trade you a smoke.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give you $50 for 5 bullets. Yeah.
It'll end up as a DayZ scenario though, where the zombies won't be the worst thing. It'll be other players. Yeah. Like you won't be afraid of zombies. You'll be afraid of other players. You'll go into a location. They'll be like, no, there's only enough cover for a couple of us, and they'll gun you down.
But I
like that's how that'll happen.
I just love there would be a standpoint where, like, just say someone on your team's being captured by another group, and he's down on his hands and knees, hands behind his head, and then gets to the moment where they shoot him, but all you hear is like a little dunk, and it's just a Nerf bullet fly out, and you're like, you shot him! Everyone charges.
No!
Crazy massive scenario. Yeah, but that's
awesome.
Apart from Boshi, I'm looking forward to not doing Boshi, and we're doing D&D this Friday night in IRL for the first time in a long time. I'm very excited about that.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Pathfinder nerd myself.
Yeah.
I am totally okay with Pathfinder, but a couple people in our group because I play with Paz, and a couple people in the group are first time players, and essentially giving them 3.5 is a lot to begin with. Like I love Pathfinder too, but that's a lot of text.
Look, you'll get people that get given a free wish and use it to give the major enemy NPC taste buds in his asshole instead of teleporting him to the party so he can be killed. No, you give him taste buds in his asshole. Like, I'm still reeling about that. Wish. The spell wish.
Yeah.
Taste buds in asshole. Like.
No, and it's classic. It's absolutely classic.
Oh yeah, wait. I'm a warlock. Do I get to?
No, warlocks don't get wish.
Damn it.
Warlocks don't get access to wish.
Yeah, I'm a dragonborn called Warren of Clan Warren. Just because I thought I was so awesome, I named myself.
Seven original.
So he's named his own clan Warren, but no one's in his clan with him, so it's just me. You clean one. But my other, I had to re-roll because my character got burned alive by a fire I started. So I died on a hill alone.
He started a fire that literally almost wiped our entire party because he just got bored and started a forest fire. It's just.
I made a mage that did only fire magic, and he didn't start a fire in a forest that got him killed. He was just like, I'm going to set the zombie on fire instead.
We survived is because our only spellcaster rolled a nat 20 on their death saving throw. That's literally the only reason we survived. Otherwise, it would have been a full party wipe. Because he started a fucking forest fire for reasons. Like, D&D. Yeah, well, now he's dead because you decided to start a fire.
Rest in peace, Fabrizio. We will remember you.
Live with your consequences.
or die with them.
Or die.
You as the player live with them.
What's that, sorry?
You as the player lives with the consequences.
Yeah, you live with those consequences.
He was such a cool character too. Like we kept on like, for some reason we had Rashamons, you know, the Japanese archways that are like out and like leading into temples and whatnot. They have there. We had there was towns full of those, and I'd always see people like a mayor waiting for mail, and it wasn't supposed to be part of the story, but I'd always question why the mayor was waiting for the mail to the point where the mayor nearly went hostile with me every time I seen him. But,
we're doing other shit. We're like, wait, we're gonna have to do shit. He's like, I'm gonna stay here and question this mayor. I'm like, fine. Like, sure. Have a great time. Like, yeah.
Good old D&D.
We had one guy that always wanted to be involved in the story, even if he had nothing to do with, like, his character had nothing to do with whatever the story was. He had to be there, so he'd always, like, self-insert, even if that means meta. He'd just be like, yeah, my character's just there, and we'd be like, no, he's not. He's like, yeah, but I did this, and this, and now he's there. And we're like,
sure.
You can be there, talk, do your roles, whatever, just fucking... silly
There's always
people.
someone there, right?
Yeah.
That's usually me, yeah.
Starting forest fires.
Pretty much. Pretty fucking much.
Matty.
Yeah?
You're right. What have you been up to?
What am I up to? Not a fucking lot. Eating a lot of steak recently, which has been just great. Just generally good for my life. Just the amount of just dead cow I've been consuming, which is pretty good. Took up boxing again, which was fantastic. Except all of my body hurts now. I used to do combat sports, and I haven't done them in many, many years. And I went to a boxing gym. I'm like, I want to get back into this. I really do. So I went to like a fucking 6 a.m. class, which is apparently the murder class. I almost threw up after the warm-up. Like, the warm-up destroyed me. Like, I wasn't ready for just like 3 minutes of skipping, followed by 20 push-ups, 20 squats, 20 sit-ups, and then you get up and then you do 3 minutes of shadow boxing, and then you repeat all of that 3 times. And I was just like, like, I legitimately thought I was going to be sick. I did all kinds of like footwork drills and shit like that. It was fucking awful, but I weirdly enjoyed it. Weirdly enough.
I've been trying to get up before 6 o'clock to go. Oh, I mean, I've been trying to get up before 4 o'clock to go to the gym before work. It's too cold. It's impossible. You can't do it. It's too cold.
It's really cold.
It's ridiculous.
It's really cold. It was. I think it was 5. It was 5 degrees when I left the other day. It was good. It was fun. I wasn't. Yeah, no. I don't know why I did that. I'll probably do it again tomorrow because I'm a moron. Why not? As far as playing games, I played a bunch of Arma 3 until all those inevitable deaths happened, and then I was like, I can't play this anymore. I have to stop. But that's been kind of fun. I'm still playing a shitload of modded Skyrim because I have to. Because, like, I fucking keep falling into Bethesda games. I don't know how it happens. Like, I've been playing Skyrim for fucking ages, and then today I was just like, oh, I'll play New Vegas.
Toll would be proud.
And I just fucking booted up. I just fucking booted up New Vegas, and I'm like, I guess I'm playing this now.
Game. It's a good video game.
New Vegas is one of my favorite games of all time, but I've played it like plenty. Like, I'm still fucking playing the other games. Like, I'm like fucking 60 or 70 hours in with like no major quests completed. And now it's like, let's just start a new game. Fuck it.
Bethesda, yeah. I tried to play Fallout 2 recently, and that was quite enjoyable.
Fallout 2?
Yeah.
Fallout 2 is my favorite Fallout. It's that and New Vegas. They're super close. It's the only thing that takes away is the isometric, the top down. It's not as much fun as it's full 3D, but it's from the early 90s. What do you expect? But yeah, I fucking love Fallout 2. I love that you can just become an adult film star if you want to in that game, which is fantastic. That is a legitimate plot point. You can do porn. I think it's in New Reno. You can just do porn, and you can just stop. You can just stop your adventure there. You're like, the chosen one just decided to, just become a porn star instead. Fuck the whole saving the world business. I'm gonna just
fuck it, the tribe.
do adult movies. Yeah, exactly. Fuck it. Gives a shit.
Oh my god! If you go to fandom, the Fallout Wikipedia, the porn star image is, oh my god.
All right, hold on. I gotta see this.
Okay, I'm gonna put a link in the chat for those watching on twitch.tv/YouGameBro podcast. By all means, go look at that and come back. That is by far the funniest. Do you know how you have all your stats? How the Vault Boy's doing a certain pose? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
That is awesome.
They didn't give a shit about adult. They didn't give a shit about adult content in the early games. It was fucking fantastic. They were amazing. They were thoroughly amazing. There's also there's a debug character that they found in New Vegas called Testicles the Centurion. If you want to go find Testicles, he's a great guy. He's literally a test character. But yeah, he's in there. Testicles the Centurion. He's fucking great. I imagine they were making debug characters. They were like, "What's a name?" It's always with testicles. They're like, "Perfect." That was it. And they just fucking typed it in. And they just left it in the console. It's like, they find it. Fuck it. They did. Good job.
The debug Centurion.
Yeah, testicles.
It's just it looks great. Like the old dude that used to sit in that sits in the tower in Fallout 3. That makes you nuke Newtown. Megaton. It looks like him just in Caesar's gear. That's
Caesar's gear. Yeah. Testicles of Centurion. He's fucking great.
Well, it even says that. That's what he's modeled like. Okay, well, fair enough.
That's his character's name. You spawn him in, he's called Testicles the Centurion. It's fucking awesome. That's like you can find the narrator as well if you look hard enough. Like Ron Perlman, who does the narration. Oh, yeah. He's like behind the hidden wall, and he's just called the narrator. And he actually looks like kind of like Ron Perlman, which is fucking awesome.
How is that? That's pretty good. I've never actually gone and seen it.
Yeah, it's great. That fucking New Vegas has some of the best voice actors. Like, I fucking realized this the other day. Like, Matthew Perry does Benny. Danny Trejo does, like, Raoul the Ghoul. And then you got Ron Perlman. Felicia Day is Veronica. Like, they have really, really good voice actors for that fucking game.
And, like, I'm not exactly a fan of 3, but, I mean, they got, like, people like Liam Neeson in it.
Yeah, he plays your dad, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with Bethesda games, though. They always they always have the biggest budget voice actor they get, and they just kill him right at the start. Like fucking Patrick Stewart at the start of Oblivion.
Yes,
he's there for 5 minutes, and then they murder him. It's like, what? They couldn't get more out of Patrick Stewart? Come on! Like,
it probably costs too much.
Probably, I guess. His day rate was ridiculous.
Yeah,
his day rate was stupid.
He's called Ron the narrator.
Yeah, Ron the narrator. Yeah, they were just like, fuck it, we only need a half day. He's only got to give him like 20 lines. That'll do. Yeah. It's too much for the day rate. We can't do it. Yeah, it's great. That's my favorite thing about Bethesda games. They just like blow a big name voice actor right at the start and they kill him. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, that's me. I've been addicted to Bethesda games again, as is usual for my fucking life. Although I watched a Doom speedrun today, and now I want to play Doom again, which is kind of a Bethesda game. But not really, but a little bit. Whatever. I want to play the new one. I just want that soundtrack. I just want that soundtrack going while I murder things. Like, that's really what it is. Like, I should just play the soundtrack while I'm playing old Doom. I might do that, actually. Yeah. Doom 3, though, right? The best one.
I'm not sure we can be friends anymore.
I just wanted to see what your face did after I said that.
Oh god, no. Oh.
Before we keep going on, I do have to mention. So we do have you guys on for the charity event you guys have coming up very soon. For those watching in the live stream and those listening to the audio podcast, if you go on twitch.tv/YouGameBro podcast, you'll see in our info there we have a link there for Beyond Blue. Now, any donations you donate on that link will go straight to that cause. Any person that donates to this stream or to the stream for the whole week, all donations will be going to Beyond Blue to the charity. So if you feel the need to donate early before the charity event, by all means do.
If you want to pre-order your donations.
If you want to pre-order your donations, I'll put them in the letter. Yeah. I promise, and I'll send them off.
We'll give you. They need like a bonus DLC though, right? If you pre-order your donations, Pez will kiss the microphone while blowing you a kiss directly. He'll say your name. So he'll say your name, whatever it is. Say thank you very much, and then he'll kiss the microphone for you. If you pre-order your donations now, only for the next week. It's a limited run.
So yeah, but for those that do it on YouGameBro, so I know you're doing it, then I'll do it. All right, Matty, I'll leave this to you, my friend.
Oh, you don't want to talk about the one other cool thing that happened to us recently, Pez?
Oh,
you
we're
want to
doing
do
that right now. Yeah, everybody, shut the fuck up. Everybody, stop what you're doing. Everybody, stop right now because we've got something to say. We've been pumping this for 2 weeks. Sorry for swearing at you guys. I'm sorry. So, recent events have happened. So we've gone into year 2 of YouGameBro podcast. We've met a lot of people. A lot of things have happened, but this is probably one of the biggest things ever. Matty and myself. Matty has been working tirelessly on this, but we can now officially say that we are partners with AK Racing. They are the official partners.
That's why we have these amazing chairs that we're sitting on. These are the Player Series chair. I got mine in boring all black because I'm boring. Pez has red stripes because it goes faster.
No, I ordered orange, but then my wife immediately said, "No, you've got red carpet," so I had to change it. So, because I'm married,
that's not what happened to me. You fucking sent me a message that said, "I've only just realised there's a lot of red in this room." So realistically, what you're saying is that you were demanded that by your wife.
Well, I didn't want to message you and say, "Yeah, Amanda told me I have to."
Amanda sent you red.
So for anyone, we've got the link below. You go to AK Racing. Any purchase on that website, you use the code YGB, and you'll get 5% off your price. 5% off your sale. That's pretty good.
Which is fantastic because if you use that code, it's amazing. If you use that code, not only do you save money, but you also give us money, and I would like your money. So if you're going to save money, the very least you can do is pass your savings on to me. Now, like, you don't have to directly give me any money. It's fine. But if you use that code, we get paid. You save money on a good product. You get a good product. We look good to them. They give us more cool shit. Just fucking do it. Like, there's no good reason not to. Like, if you don't want, if you want a comfortable chair, plus you want to save money, plus you'd like us to have money, then just do those things. Just use the code. It's 3 letters. It's 3 letters. It's not even that hard. You can do it. We believe in you. Do it now. I will be selling out thoroughly for the rest of this podcast, because Daddy needs to keep eating steaks, obviously, and steaks are expensive. So
it's like an expensive hobby.
And the beautiful
it's an expensive hobby.
Brown Brothers Sienna red wine is not cheap. Then I need to keep buying that.
Yeah, there we go. So keep us drinking wine and eating steak, and also buy yourself a fantastically comfortable chair. Your lower back and your posterior will thank you for the amazing purchase. So
that was really good, man. I don't think I could have done that better.
You couldn't have.
Oh, this is true. All right, enough about us and how awesome we are. Let's talk about our guests.
Let's talk about these other 2 awesome gentlemen. We could be 2 awesome gentlemen, and these are 2 awesome gentlemen. So, like, all right, well, I get, man, it's harder with 2 people because you don't know who to address first.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Ethan purely because of it's alphabetical.
Alex is first.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't say
Wait, what do you think Alex's name was?
My username also starts with an A.
So, yeah.
Regardless, I don't fucking care. This is how I'm starting it. I've already started it now. I've fucked it, and I'm sticking with my fucked up version. Either, how did you get into speedrunning? What got you into speedrunning?
I don't know. It's like 5 years ago. I don't remember. I seriously, I don't remember. Other people have asked me that before. I really, honestly don't know because it was.
How much is drinking your hobby then? Really? Like, if you don't remember 5 years ago, like, is like how powerfully?
I don't drink. Like, I seriously don't drink.
What's in the cup?
Coffee. I can't show you the color. I can show you.
How Irish? How Irish is that coffee?
Coffee. Look.
Irish is the coffee.
No, I'm actually drinking the most expensive thing, and no, it's coffee.
Well, you seem a bit edgy.
You
there.
really don't know what coffee. You didn't see
Yeah, too much coffee.
You didn't see what got you into speed. You have no idea.
No, I mean I know something did clearly.
I fucking regret making you go first.
Yeah, probably. Look, what continued me though? What continued me, honestly, like seriously, like it's the great community. Like I'm speedrun because it's fun, right? Like some people are doing it, because like there are a few people who have actually like turned it into almost a living. Like I think that's amazing. But I'm just doing it for fun, and like I learned a new game. Like most recently, I learned to Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds fun. So I joined the community, joined the Discord, and suddenly it's like everyone's there. It's like I'm like, okay, how do you do this thing? And everyone's like, blah 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 blah. You do it like this, and like that seems to just be the prevailing culture, of helping and just sort of being a community, and that's everywhere you go. It's just everywhere you go is that same like family like culture, and I just think that's fantastic.
That's a fucking good answer.
Really?
Like that's not the only thing I think of that it is kind of like fucked up that that's a thing that like is special, because that's just how everyone should be to everybody. Like,
yeah, but like,
everyone should just be nice and giving, but it's
like
not how
everyone
that works.
really goes that extra mile. Like I ask someone, it's like, how do you do this thing? And it's like, okay, hold on. Like, and then there's just like, okay, suddenly they're streaming. Suddenly they've sent me a clip, and suddenly I know how to do it. It's like, wow. And like they didn't have to do any of that. They could have just said, yeah, do the thing.
Yeah, just go just learn it like we had to. You dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking go and
But
learn how to
just
do
like,
it.
Bam! And I'm just really like everywhere I go, I'm just really impressed. And like haha, I was really expecting less than this, but no, it's just everywhere I go, and also just like with the Australian speedrunning marathon thing, like we go around, it's like, hey, you want to help out? Yeah, sure. Like, and everyone's really cool with that, and it really it keeps me coming back, sort of thing.
Because like, but you think like when we were younger, we didn't have the internet. Like we always thought about doing stuff like this. Now we're older enough, we can trust people, and we want to do stuff like this. It's like when you hear stuff like, "Oh, we're going to do this event. Do you want to help out?" Fuck yeah, I want to help out. That's awesome. I love video games. And then yeah, it's especially the speedrunning thing. I can't get enough of speedrunning. I mean, I can't speedrun myself, but it's such an amazing thing.
Yeah,
Still involved without actually having to run.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Alex, what about you? What got you into it?
So back when I was but a teenager and internet was but a fresh item to me, I browsed the internet and I came across Speed Demos Archive, which was like the original form of speedrunning, like way back before Twitch and Speedruns Live was really a thing. And I was like, what's this stuff? And like you could search up your favorite game and how fast it had been done. And I remember watching like Ocarina of Time and going through the Desert Wasteland backwards as a kid. And my head was just like everywhere. So I like remembered the website and went back to it every couple of months to check my favorite games to see how they've been developing and whatnot. And I kept doing this over time, and then eventually I realized that some of these people had posted videos on YouTube, so I went to YouTube, and then on YouTube I found Twitch links, and then I found the whole community of SRL on Twitch, and I was like, I want in on this. And they're like, well, it's really easy, here you go. And I was like, and then I got involved in it, and I met like ridiculous numbers of people. Been over to GDQ myself twice to meet them in person, and then as money got a bit tighter, and I guess time got a bit more constricting, I wasn't able to do as much as I could. But then ASM kicked up, and I was able to really get involved through that. And so I've been keeping up with speedrunning through the ASM group.
Yeah, we sort of divided the work pretty reasonably. As I said to both of you a while ago, and I'm not sure the people in chat know, we do 2 events a year. So the one coming up is in July, and that's the one obviously we're really focusing on right now because it's like 14 days away.
Close.
So we really want to focus in on that. Then we also do something at PAX. Like I usually spearhead the one that's in July because it's in Adelaide and it's more convenient. And then Astria's spearheads are the one at PAX because he's in Melbourne. Again, it's convenient and just sort of works. It works well.
Yeah.
Just curiosity, how do you like when you started ASM? Did you find it hard to actually like get speedrunners to come help out, or was it just easy to find them? It was hard.
It's definitely difficult. The main problem with anything, like not just this, but with anything, is sort of getting that word out. So like, I think we've sort of got a good little network right now, but before, like in 2015, when we started it, it's like, okay, well, we've got this great event because we know it's going to be great. There's no doubt about that. And okay, we need to get people to know about it. all right, so we'll go here, 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 because these are the usual hangouts for speedrun people. And it's like, okay, you know, we get a few responses, but then it's like, you know, we meet a few other people, but they don't even know about the event. They're Australian. It's like, well, how are you an Australian speedrunner? You don't know about the event. And that's sort of the problem that we've sort of been working to try and overcome over the last couple of years. And I think, as I said, I think we've sort of got there, but we're not all the way there.
Yeah.
And it was tough, but it's also very organic because, you know, when you sort of hit one, you sort of hit five.
Yeah.
And that's really effective.
Yeah. Because a lot of, like, in speedrunning, a lot of the individual games have their own communities, and some of those game communities like to keep very much to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to get in there and being like, is there an Australian around here that we could possibly, like, take, excuse us for a little bit, like, so we've been trying to take any avenue we can get a hold of to really, like, reach out and be like, hey, if you like speedrunning and you're Australian, we've got this thing, and it's like we would want more and more people. But yeah, like, we've seen it over the past 2-3 years, and it is, like, expanded rapidly. Like, we have so many more runners and people to help out in general than we had ever before.
Like, I know last year we got, like, I think it was like 80, 70, 80 hours of submissions. Might have been a bit less. And we had to fill, what was it? It was about 90 hours of, 70 hours of content, sorry. And so we doubled up a bit because we do 2 legs in the July event, which is one at UniSA, the University of South Australia, which is the Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday at AvCon, which is the Adelaide convention for being nerds, basically. The Adelaide own, so to speak. I mean, we also have, like, Comic-Con and Supernova come down, but the AvCon's sort of the Adelaide own.
Yeah.
And so last year, so we doubled up a bit between the UniSA leg and the AvCon leg, and it worked. So this year we got a hair over 100 hours of submissions, not including anything that I was going to bring to the table personally, because I didn't need to fill my own forms out.
Wow, cheating the system.
Of course I'm going to cheat the system.
Privileges.
Look, yeah, exactly. You got to have some privileges. Privileges of rank.
It's like, and the winner is me.
Me runs off with the trophy. Yeah, you'll never catch me.
Like a raccoon just scampers away. Well, fucking speedrunning's always been one of those most, like, magical things to fucking look at and watch and figure out. Especially when you talk about getting, like, hundreds and hundreds of hours of submissions, because you got to think about people that have put, like, you know, these 100 hours of submissions, right? This is the thing that people got, like, paid to do, or that there's, like, a, you know, that there's even a big, like, financial incentive to do, that you go, oh, I want to do it. Like I always watch these super obscure games, and they're like, yeah, but I figured out how to do the entire thing blindfolded backwards in 45 minutes. And I sit there and I go, why? Like, why did you figure?
Because it's fun.
Like, how did you? Exactly. Like, that's the most amazing thing, is that people are so into this when there's really not a reward further beyond than, like, I can do this, and now I'm the best at it, and that's it. And I think that was fucking amazing.
That was great. Yeah, I mean, I know Paracutia is in the chat right now. He's a good bloke. He's coming down to run Mario for us. And he was talking with one of his mates, and was like, "Oh yeah, you know, how much are they paying you?" And I just started losing it. It's like, why would I pay you?
How much they pay?
And obviously, Power was like, "Oh no, they're paying anything." It was all a very good laugh, but it was like, that's sort of, you know, the moral of the story is, like, they're not getting any. They're just sort of rocking up, and again, it comes back to that whole thing. You know, everyone's sort of so into it, and it's super cool, and everyone's just like, yeah, I want to be part of this. And then suddenly people are part of this, and suddenly, like, I know for AvCon, because AvCon's a ticketed event because it's a convention, right?
Yeah.
I know I had to order, like, 45 passes for people, because that's how many people I need to get through the door that aren't, like, staff members. And it's like 45 people. Like, last year I think I got like 30. The year before maybe like 17-ish. Like, and suddenly I'm getting I need to get 45 passes, because that's how many people are coming around. That's how many people we're getting involved. And it's again, exponential growth, and it's fantastic to see, just in a general sense, and also in the sort of, you know, wow, you know, this is our community, this is us, this is Australia.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a donation goal incentive type of dealio that you're looking to hit, or that you think you'll hit?
Oh, these are two separate questions.
Do you not want to jinx it?
No. I'm happy to know because last year we raised a small hair over $3,000 for Beyond Blue.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, that all went to them.
Oh yeah, it's
You
amazing.
seem defensive.
That was
Why?
profit.
Why?
Well, no, because it wasn't. What do you call it? It wasn't $3,000. Wasn't the total amount. I did take back some admin costs because one of the ways we raised money was selling drinks on side. It's like I bought a giant thing of drinks and we sold them for $1 each, and that was great. I recouped my costs on that. I am not afraid of saying that because I have no intention of losing money. But the total profits and all the donations, like profits from the drinks, well, yeah, hair over $3,000. So we're hoping to crack $3,000 this year. As for incentives, we've got a list. I think the list is in your description as well. I think that's.
I was looking at it. There's file names. Like a lot of them are file names.
Yeah.
Something called an Anaconda Showcase for Time Splitters 2.
Have you never seen Anaconda?
What the fuck is an Anaconda Showcase?
You'll have to pay and find out.
This
Does it
sounds
relate
hot,
to the?
I can tell you that.
Is it related to the Nicki Minaj music video? Because if it is, I'm not on board.
No,
No.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. It's not. No, I'm not about it. No.
And yes, the incentives are there. So
Curling mini game in Digimon World? There's a curling mini game?
So yeah,
Really?
this is basically a GDQ sort of idea. If you donate, you can donate towards a certain thing, and then we do a fun thing for the game. And it's a good little.
Oh, like save the animals and.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I don't think we don't have a Mario Metroid runner this year, so we don't have Save Kill, but that's a classic, of course.
I fucking hate everyone that saves the animals. Those dicks.
I always save the animals just because I wanted to.
Fuck
be
the
there.
animals. It's about frames, not animals.
If you don't save the animals, Samus dies in Metroid Fusion, and you don't want that. You don't want her to die in Metroid Fusion, so you save the animals. Bottom line. If you don't, forget the frames. It's not like this entire marathon's about going fast. Forget them.
Always about going fast. The faster the better. That's why Bucket Pez's chair
Till
with
we
red
kill the
stripes.
animals anyway.
Like a sweet AK racing chair. I should have
Make
gone blue like
mistakes.
Sonic. God damn it.
Yeah, we do look for like the classics, attention drawing games, and we do look for other marathons that have done similar, like GDQ and ESA, for like ideas and how successful they are, because they are on a much bigger scale than we are, obviously. So if they do something and it works, then it's implied that if we do it, it will work, but to a smaller scale. So like if we did the kill save incentive, it would still draw in, but like the issue is obviously because we've got a smaller pot to work with, we sometimes just don't have the people that we require. Like we need a very specific game to be run, and for some reason there's no Australian that does run that, so it's like that just gets benched. It's
well, no Australian that's like available for us.
Yeah,
we had one last year.
Yeah, that's the other thing is
busy or something.
With the events, a lot of the limiting factors with attendees is actually getting them over here. We can't fund anyone to come here.
Yep.
We can pay for their tickets and their administrations for the events that we're hosting it at, because that's fair. But we can't pay for like their flight or their hotel or anything like that, because once that comes up, it's like the cost just skyrockets, and we get to the point where it's like we would spend all of our donation money as well as all of my savings and like everything we've saved up just to make sure that works. And it's like, nah.
Then what's the point? I mean, charity's good, but then again, then you're going to have to become a charity case yourself.
Yeah.
Like we considered the idea of sort of like raising a war chest sort of thing for like paying for like things like bits of tech, just to make sure we don't have to borrow as much stuff, that sort of thing. But it sort of fell through because you know what? Like what we're gonna have to do is take away from the donation money, and that would be bad. That would be very, very bad.
Oh, that would be illegal.
Well, no, because we'd say, hey, do you want to donate to our fund, which will help run the marathon?
Yeah, like you'd specify like a separate donation box. It's like, this is the war chest, this is the donations.
I'd probably just run on to like the week before or something like that. But like again, but then it's like, well, hang on, do I want to donate to the marathon itself or the Beyond Blue? And then suddenly it's like, no, that's just an awful idea. It's just an awful idea. So for the most part, like we have a budget of 0, and the only budget that we get is like basically what we can borrow from others, like through AvCon. By running the event through AvCon, which we're really thankful for. I'm just going to put that out there. We're really thankful for that. we are able to get our hands on a lot of tech, a lot of stuff like that.
Man, I wish there was one in Sydney because I would like totally attend. Like, I want to go to one of these and I want to see it. Like, I want to see people. I'm not fucking going to Adelaide.
PAX in October.
Yeah, you going to PAX?
Oh boy,
PAX
are we
October.
PAX I could definitely do.
I will see you at PAX.
There's a
Probably,
station.
wait, is it during PAX?
It's so like the free play area where there's like console free play. There will be literally a stage, and it'll be the speedrunning stage, and it would be just a marathon.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, beautiful.
We'll see you there.
Is that where everyone just brings their own PCs?
There is an area where you can bring your own
BYOC.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BYOC. I've always wanted to,
but that's separate.
I'm too nervous to ship my tower anywhere.
I'm
I
too
keep thinking
hungover.
about it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't wanna send my baby and have something go wrong.
Yeah, maybe we'll do another one of these episodes before PAX.
We don't know. We may.
Is there a game that you don't see you don't see people speedrunning as much as you'd like them to? Like, I'm looking at the list of the games here. Is there something you wish was on this list? Like, you wish there was some ridiculous run of like fuck knows what, right? Like, my favorite one was like, to go back to Bethesda stuff, a couple years ago. I think it was an AGDQ. And someone did Morrowind with glitches in like 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me? Like, that was ridiculous. But
see, I just love all those sort of older PC games, just generally. It's like your Morrowind, like even the Skyrim run, just because it reminds me a lot of all those older games. All those sorts of things. See, I love them generally, but like I can only learn so many.
It's true.
Like I'm actually as I said, I'm doing 4 runs because I said a couple people pulled down. I needed to fill space, blah. So I'm learning like 4 things, and like I am way too stressed.
How long does it take to learn a game?
Too long.
It depends on the game itself.
It depends. It also depends on the game itself.
Well, go off the games you have time scores, right? Like, what took the longest time? What was the shortest time? Like, games that you both run personally.
Yeah. Hey, you go first, Asterisk. Because you only got like 1 game, right?
Wow, rude. Okay, so
wow.
Vex, I half self-routed, then found someone else who was also running it, and we like fused the 2 routes together, and then he dropped out and did real life stuff and disappeared off the face of the earth, and then I picked it up and worked on it, and overall it took actually just learning the general route was about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of just like going, oh yeah, do this one, do this one, do this one. But learning and mastering the tech took me like days, like just sitting there and repeating over and over again. Golden Sun, the routes are so finicky and so precise that it would take me also days to learn, because you need to not make a mistake ever or else you lose the whole run entirely, because it's just like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. An example of a game that's incredibly easy to learn, if you want to learn A Link to the Past 80%, it takes you 15 minutes, and the run itself is 5 minutes.
Less than that. We did that on stage last.
Really?
Less than 5. No, so the what do you call it? On the AvCon stage, we usually ask to do a little bit because it's a stage and speedrunning is cool. So we get asked to do a bit. We are going to do a bit this year as well, but I will keep that mostly under my hat because I'm not everything's been 100% confirmed.
No, just tell us. It's just us here.
Well, no, generally speaking, we are going to do a bit on stage, but I haven't 100% confirmed things yet.
So you did A Link to the Past last year, and I take it 80% is like glitchy as all fuck.
No, yeah, last year what we did, because we wanted to be a bit more interesting last year. Last year what we did was we did a 16-star run of Mario, because we had Washi come up to do that, and he's a great bloke, and I sort of dropped it on him at the last minute. So I'm really thankful that he said yes. So great bloke for doing that. But then the other half, we sort of just brought random people up from the audience to do bits. So we had Donkey Kong Country, a few bits from that, and then it was just like Mario 64, and then it was like, okay, Dave, one of our other ASM staff members, who knew the 80% route, was like, yeah, I can teach someone that like easily. So we got someone in from the audience, and it's like, okay, do this, and it's just some random guy, I've never seen him before, and he's just doing it, and he did the 80% in like 5 minutes, and just taught him on the spot. Like
no knowledge to running the 80%.
Yeah, and because it's like it's not that I've done it. Because obviously we tested that because we wanted to make sure it wasn't too hard, so I did it as well. And it really is that easy.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I don't care. Watch that after this.
I'm not gonna fucking learn how to do it after this.
20%?
If with introducing speedruns to people and being like, oh, you should check out this, my staple go-tos are check out the Ocarina of Time 80% run.
Yes.
No
Okay.
context, just check it out, see what you
I've
like.
got a
You'll
bunch of
probably
people
enjoy.
speedrunning with that, yeah.
And then for races, the Super Metroid race from I think it was 2014 GDQ is like possibly the best race I've ever seen in my life,
Yes.
and it was so close. And it's like that is pinnacle speedrunning race, and then the Ocarina of Time is like pinnacle speedrun shock factor.
Did anyone watch the what's it, the one from earlier this year? Like the
Was it Shovel
AGDQ
Knight?
this year. That was the fucking Shovel Knight.
That
Oh
was
my
so. The whole
God.
race
Fuck,
was.
what, like 6 seconds or something ridiculous at the end that like separated the two of them. Like, oh, that was dumb.
Oh.
That was a fucking amazing one.
How cool
Yeah,
speedrunning!
yeah,
How
it's
cool
stuff like
speedrunning,
that.
guys! I'm really enjoying.
Speedrunning's amazing. That's the thing. It's such a that's why it's such a crazy thing to me because everyone can watch it and go, that's impressive. Like I love Doom, and I like it. Parts of me it hurts to watch that dude smash through it today in like an hour and 20 minutes because it's like there's so much wonderful, enjoyable. He's skipping all the combat, like what the fuck. But there's something magical about watching someone just annihilate this game, like
Especially
just
if it's like your
thoroughly
childhood
smash.
game.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, I played this so much as a child, and they're like, look at this really hard boss that you had trouble with. Bye bye, and you're like,
Yeah. And it's like,
I wish I knew that as a kid.
What I hated
it has
seeing.
been
Sorry, Maddie.
two of the biggest, sorry, it's two of the biggest like events like for live streaming of the year are speedrunning events and they're charity events. It's not like it's a big competition where someone wins a shitload of money like a fucking Dota International or anything like that.
Oh.
It's like people just come together and raise money for charity. It's like no one's getting fucking paid to do it. Like it's so amazing and it's like there's no big money behind speedrunning yet and it's a shame but it's awesome. It's so awesome. I never want people to stop doing it.
What I found frustrating when I got older, when like I talked about Alex Kidd, how hard that game was. I never finished it as a kid. But then you see the speedrunners do it in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you think about the 20 hours you used to sit there in front of the TV in your pajamas before you went to school. Like,
You're like,
That's F-Zero X for me. That's F-Zero X.
Speedrunners are just annoying people. Like,
you get a game that you know everyone has, but like they just have lying around in their house. And when you go to parties, like, hey, you want to see this cool party trick?
Yeah,
Watch me
yeah.
beat Super Mario 64 with 16
Yeah.
stars in like
Yes.
half an hour.
Yes, yes, yes,
Bam.
yes. I still keep up with 16 star. Like, I just do a quick run every now and then just so I can keep up with it as a party trick. Like, it is just, because it's a great party trick.
It is a good party trick, yeah. The thing with the charity aspect of speedrunning is that like that's the best way that we could get people to come together in speedrunning in general. It's like, well, we want people to come around and play games, but it's like we don't want them to just play games indefinitely. Like there's already people that do that. We need something else. We need a reason to this, like an incentive. And it was like, well, why don't we just raise money for charity? It's really easy to do. It's like no effort on our half, extra. And people love donating to charities when there's like video games, but like something they love is behind it. They're like, yes, I'm in on that. And so they just like, it basically became like the staple. It's speedrunning marathons, raise money for charity, or they raise money for someone to go to an event so they can raise money for charity. Like that's pretty much it. There has been attempts in the past to try and implement the money factor to speedrunning in a more competitive sense, like an esports or a tournament, and they don't really fit in the speedrunning community as well as you would think. Like in esports, it works. It makes sense. It's like you win the tournament, you get prize money, like bam. Whereas like the tournament's like you win, good job. You're like the really good runner of this category. You might get like a gift card or like $100 and that's about it. And it's like,
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't fit. I don't know. Like we tried in the past, they've tried in the past.
There would need to be like, there need to be like one game. Like the one game that everyone is super intent on running, because it's like the reason it works with esports, right? Is because everyone plays Counter-Strike. It's the one thing where if you have to divvy it up between different games and different categories, that it makes the pots too small. So
I mean,
it has to be like one thing.
I think the other thing also comes back to like looping around what I said earlier. Like everyone's just sort of so chill about it. Everyone's sort of so just giving about it. It's so community based. Like if you actually entered into that sort of, I don't even know what you want to call it, like competitive aspect, like strongly competitive, not like as in for money. Not like, I mean, it's sort of competitive now, but it's sort of like, hey, I beat you, and then I beat you back. Like that's sort of competitive. But if you introduce like a money aspect, like a reason to be a dick, that effect would just go away. And I think people are excessively resistant to change just because I think a lot of people are like me, who are like, hey, I love the fact that we're all cool people, and I don't want that to go away.
You can already see, like, very rare circumstances, the occasional like 1 in 1,000 people. You see them crop up, and you're like, you're the reason why we don't want this to go through with speedrunning, because you're like a window into that domain. You are already displaying the elitism, the terrible attitudes, the bad behavior, that kind of thing. So we like steer clear of that. And those people are just like the example of like, oh, no, thank you. And so we just sort of push them away. And the other thing with competitiveness is like in a race, you're racing against each other and whatnot. But when you're like competing against your times, you are also improving in general. Whereas like esports sort of lack that feature of like, I improved in a substantial, like notable point. Like my time quite literally has gotten smaller, which is like definitive proof of my improvement. Whereas like in esports, it's like my accuracy got better by 1% or something like that. Like that's the comparison. You have to really hunt and drag that out. Whereas in speedrunning, it's there, it's in your face.
I immediately went to the idea of the guy who had the fucking, was like the Donkey Kong high score record. Like, what the fuck was that guy's name? They did a documentary about?
Yeah, the King of Kong.
That's what Speedrun did it up like, that pretentious fucking git.
He is the
like,
best villain.
I have the highest score.
He is the greatest villain of all time in that documentary.
The greatest villain. Oh, he's like IRL, but a villain. Like
Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell. I just couldn't think of his name.
Billy Mitchell and his hot sauce.
He's got his
How
own
can you forget his hot sauce?
Yeah.
The Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, hot sauce?
I'm pretty sure he had, because that was part of the documentary. His thing, it was like he had the hot sauce and he played better because he was on age or something. I don't remember. It was like the only reason I watched that documentary is because it was showed on the ABC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they showed it was like ABC 2 or something at 10 o'clock at night, and at the time my parents were just like, "Hey, I know you do the video games. How would you like to watch this?" I'm like, "Wait, they're actually showing King of Kong. I would like to see this."
Yeah,
and then
that's a good documentary.
You like the games, right? You're about
I do like the games. I met Jay Weatherall once, the SA Premier, and we were at a video gaming thing. It was a uni club thing, and he was like, "I can see you are doing the video gaming." And it's like, yes, we are, Mr. Premier.
we are about that.
I actually had like
a
had a real big fanboy moment. Like it would have been roughly around a year ago. I had a Skype call with people from Console Domination and Retro Domination, and they had they added in Walter Day. And I'm just I'm in a Skype call with Walter Day right now, and that was actually.
Yeah,
he was wearing like the ref outfit, like the ref shirt. He's it was really cool. Yeah, it was amazing. So, good old Walter.
Oh God.
All right, Pez, you want to ask some questions now, buddy?
All right, okay. You ready? You ready for this?
Is it going to be like lightning round where we're going to do this in 5 seconds
really.
less, so we get zapped?
Yeah, sure. Why not? All right, so video games. You're aware of them, mate? You've played one or two. You've heard of video games. All right, I guess we'll go for alphabetical order again. Ethan. All right. Okay, so you play video games clearly. Now, you've had to have been a first video game. What was it? What was your very first video game?
Oh God, I am unsure. I know I've got this between two options this time. I'm not just going to say I'm not sure totally, because I was very young. It was either Super Mario Land for the Game Boy Pocket or like Mario 64. Right. I do not remember which came first because that's a lot longer ago.
Now, either which one it was one of those one of the games that just got you in the game and hooked you. You're like, holy shit, this is awesome.
I think it was between that and also just the N64 library in general. I remember, generally speaking, like Mario 64, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Ocarina of Time. and a couple of other random ones that also weren't as relevant. But that whole just thing of sort of, I don't know, accomplishment, competition, that sort of thing, that was, it was, it was a whole new world sort of thing. And, you can go outside and, you hit your ball on your wall or whatever, and that's all.
Graphics are too real. Can't handle
yeah,
it.
but there's these whole new worlds to explore, and I just thought it was fantastic.
All right, Alex.
So I had two older brothers that got consoles when they were young and whatnot. So we had like the SNES and the NES, and we also, I think my grandfather had a Intellivision. But the first game I was actually allowed to sit down and play on my own was Ocarina of Time, and that was when I started to learn how to read. And they were like, "Well, this is the perfect opportunity for him to learn how to read better by having him read everything in the game." So I was like engrossed by that game. And but what really got me hooked on video gaming in general was local multiplayer with N64, because I had a couple of mates nearby that we'd go over for like a weekend or whatever, because our families were best friends, and they'd just like throw us in a room and be like, off you go. We'd play GoldenEye, Remote Mines, and hide in the toilet in Factory and just play that for like
Facility,
large amounts of the facility. Damn it, it's been so long.
Factory. There is no factory.
For me, in terms of personal like gaming addiction, it was when I first got my own personal console. It was a Game Boy Advance SP. In fact, I have it right here.
It's always in arm's reach,
so
just in case for this conversation. All right. Nice little tribal pattern on there. Did you draw them on yourself?
The tribal pattern. No, this is like actually a version that you could buy.
It's, okay.
Yeah. But I got this, and then my brother loaned me a bunch of his GBA games, and I got a few myself, and basically like having the console to myself at any time and being able to play it ridiculously. That was pretty much the downhill slope, I think, because I was really fast in high school and in primary school. Then the GBA happened, and then I wasn't so fast anymore, like physically, like, that sort of degrading. But like that was my hook for video gaming, and then I've been like a Nintendo fanboy ever since, like ridiculous amounts of Nintendo stuff.
No. On the Switch, I don't know where my Switch is. I've got this really serious problem where I actually don't know where my Switch is. I'm really worried about it.
We almost lost all my games. The Move.
Okay.
2v1 slappers. Oh, job.
All right, so you go.
Everything.
First game. So let's transition. Time's passed. You've played a lot of games. There has to be one that stands above the rest. Ethan, favorite game?
It actually has to be Alpha Protocol for me.
Wow.
The only problem is I ruined it since I'm speedrunning, because I can't play it normally anymore. I actually tried recently. Like, I was really bored, like, on stream. Like, I don't want to speedrun things. I'll do the thing. Let's play Alpha Protocol again on, like, hard recruit, because that's the only way you can actually play. And I couldn't get through it. I just wanted to go fast so badly.
Like Sonic.
But it just had such a good story. Like, it just had such a good plot. Like, it wasn't really that good, but it was exactly what you wanted. Yeah, it's exactly what you wanted out of the game. Like, it was exactly the exact, spy schlock, Bond cross. I know, because I read an interview with the developers once. The key dynamic of the conversation system was you had three main choices for like every conversation ever. You had the professional one, the suave one, and the aggressive one. And the professional one was supposed to be based on Jason Bourne, the suave on Bond, and the aggressive on Jack Bauer from 24, because that was a big thing back then. And like, you could really feel it. Like, every time you picked one of the options, like, I kind of get that.
The suave one was a little bit much, though. There are sometimes I'd pick the suave option, and the things that came out of his mouth, I wanted to punch that character in the face. I'm like, fuck, I picked that, didn't I?
In the speedrun, managing your reputation with Mina, your key handler, is really important. So, like, if you pick the right conversation options, you get plus rep, and if you pick the wrong ones, you get minus rep. And you want to get plus for a long time because it gives you extra armor, which just makes the game easier. And it's not really a time penalty, so you might as well do it. But there's just one conversation option, and obviously in the speedrun, you're sort of clicking through all the dialogue. And there's one conversation option, interested. Interested actually means interested sexually. And if you say that, you get minus rep. And it's like, that's not what I wanted to say. That's not what I wanted to say at all. Not at all. You said it anyway.
Dialogue options.
You done did it now.
most of
just
the
want to come
conversation
to
in
Misha. No.
really easy though. 'Cause, to do a certain thing, you have to pick mostly suave responses. So for the most part, you should default to everything being left, and that's just it.
All right, Alex.
It's an incredibly loaded question, the old what's your favorite game? If we went by genre, it'd be a lot easier for me to do. But if I had to go off just sheer number of hours invested in the game and enjoyment put out of it, it's actually Minecraft. I've played so many hours of that game and enjoyed almost every last hour of it. And it's just been like the greatest game that I've played for a very long time.
No,
Like
solid. It's
so many hundreds of hours playing that.
All right, what's okay? Well, you answered that quite easily. All right, what's the most craziest shit you've built in Minecraft?
I actually built like the Master Sword in its pedestal, like properly fused into it, and you could go into the back of it because it was like huge. You could go into the back of it, and that was where like all my secret storage was. I had it all hidden in there on like an actual public server, but I had it. No, it was like huge, like multiple orders of magnitude bigger than anyone else. But it was raised on a platform that you can only access from my area, and you couldn't go into people's areas unless you found a way to sneak in. And so people could just see this huge Master Sword just floating over this large lake. And it was just like, huh. And then you see me go and like hide in behind it and go, haha, I've got my good stuff, and run out back from it. But that was like the craziest thing I'd ever built in Minecraft. And then I built like some red circuitry stuff, like basic locks and silly stuff like that. But large scale things was more along that line.
Alrighty. Okay, favorite games are up. So you played a lot, but also there's got to be something you hate. Now, everyone's got a hated game. Most hated game of all time. And we do have a default one, but I'm pretty sure you guys might have a hated game.
A default one?
Yeah, I want to hear what your answers are first. Because there's a lot of people who go, oh, I don't really hate games, and we say that one, they go, oh, I fucking hate that game. Yeah, so.
No, that is actually a tough question.
Yeah, that actually.
That's
why we have a default.
Yeah. It's really not.
It's a super hard because
it's
like with video games, you sort of just like, you know what, I want to sit down and have some fun. So you boot up your whatever. Like right now for you, man, it's New Vegas. It's like, yeah, I'm having fun now. But like, if you don't have fun with something, you sort of don't think about it. You're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna move on and I'm gonna play this thing I have fun with.
Yeah, but you'd never play something that was super disappointing.
Yeah, but you don't really think about it.
You got caught in a hype train or something like that, and you had to get something, and then you played it, and you're like, fuck.
I mean, most recently for me, actually, that was Mafia 3. Like, I pre-ordered that because I loved Mafia 1. I loved Mafia 2. They were fantastic games, and I'm like, oh, this one has to be good. It has to be good. Third time is the charm.
Best lighting in any game. It's like when you're indoors, it was pitch black. When you're outside, it was. If you weren't looking at the sun, it was pitch black. If you're looking at the sun, it was just pure white. You had to find that sweet spot to have the camera angle.
Yeah. Yeah, when the game worked.
Yeah.
That was. I wouldn't exactly say it was like my most hated game, but it was definitely the most recent situation where I got caught up and just got burned hard. Definitely.
Really good soundtrack.
They had a brilliant soundtrack. Alex, hate a game. You seem like you're really
trying to think that. Yeah, no, because I'm browsing through my Steam library and I remember there was a game that everyone liked, but I was just like, no, I genuinely don't like. Oh, Chrono Trigger.
What? Wait, what? Hey, whoa, yeah. Come on now.
So I didn't play it. No, hang on. I'll clarify. I didn't play it as a kid, right? When I was a kid, I played Golden Sun. Now, Golden Sun, if you've played it, is a turn-based JRPG. Now, I was told, like, oh, I played Golden Sun. They're like, oh, did you play Chrono Trigger? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And they kept hyping it up, and I knew it was a good game, and I acknowledge that it's a good game. But when I played it, I couldn't help but find, like, so many little things that just kept like gnawing at my brain constantly. The biggest thing that really like makes me want to go, I hate this game so much, is the pseudo fake, I'm not turn-based combat, but I'm trying to be turn-based combat / real-time combat system. It's like pick one or the other. Don't do this half shit. I hate it. I hate that style of combat so much that like I just couldn't get my head around it.
So because it's very similar to like Star Ocean or Tales of, like it's turn-based, but they're running around like it's real time.
Yeah, or like some of the Final Fantasy games did it, where it's like like the bar would fill up, and when it filled up, the character could move. It's like, no, I like to just have turns. Like I go first, then you go, then I go, and then it's just repeats
so you're talking
like
about
that.
like how 7 had the active time bar where it'd fill up,
Yeah.
and you knew it was your turn.
Yeah. Like I don't like, because it tries to, so turn-based combats I find are really good because they force you to think about your move, and it's like chess. You want to make the best move possible, and you have to think about it. And then in real-time combat, you have to think on your feet and do what's best for the time for whatever's at the time.
So
The combat system they use is like the in-between awkward point where it's like they want you to do the best thing possible, but they don't give you enough time to think for it, so you get caught up in it and you panic. The other thing that really threw me through a loop with that game is like that game has a lot of exploration involved in it, but there's so many points where if you don't know the precise path to take, you get forced into an encounter. And it's like, I could crush you by looking at you sideways, but I have to sit here and I have to wait for my bars to build up and then kill you, and then I can move on. And you might hit me a couple of times, and it's like, now I have to heal that. Like, even though it's like 3 health, I don't want to be like off of full health. I want to be full health. And it's just like, oh man, I really want to check out this area. And you're like, you think about all the encounters you have to go on the way through, and you're like, that's just not worth it. I'm not going to check that shit. Stuff that. And like, that was pretty much my like biggest gnawing aspect, like the combat and the forced encounters in movement, if you didn't know the correct path. Because I've seen it in speedrun, and like, they just like, yeah, so there's an encounter in here, and they just go like, beep, 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 and they're like, yeah, we dodged it. And it's like, but you have to do that exact path, and there's no clear definition of it. So I was like, ugh. So yeah, when people are like, oh, I love Chrono Trigger, I'm like, yeah, I hate Chrono Trigger. And then they like flare up at me, and I'm like, yeah,
I can
that's
see
fair.
why. Like, people get punched in the face when they just go throw out, I hate Chrono Trigger into a crowd of people. No, it's okay. Like,
but I understand.
Yeah.
I understand where you're at though, because you played it as an adult of something that got hyped up. It's like that's the same for people that I meet that have said they've never seen Star Wars, and I just go, don't watch it. I'm like, just don't do it now.
Oh,
I'm like,
it's so badly aged.
Because there's also no point, because everyone in your fucking life will have gone, oh shit, man, Star Wars is so fucking good. How have you not seen? It's fucking amazing. Yeah. Your brain's going, it's fucking amazing. Like, it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. And then you watch
I 100% acknowledge that Chrono Trigger is a good game. Like, games don't get that much excitement and love and popularity if they're bad. They have to be a good game. That's just by the default. But like, it is, I don't like it as a game. Like, I personally don't. So it's like entirely on me.
I do want to touch on that. So like, it's a good point. Like, I actually for Final Fantasy with 10, they actually put in, they'd have like a list of like, oh, who's going next? It's like, okay, well, I've got to end him by that turn. I did like the bars in 7. 7's my favorite game of all time. But you're right. No, I will say that now. That is the one thing I didn't like about 7 was the active time bar, is that you're like, shit, bar, move closer and closer. You're watching that bar, this encounter's going to take this long, which is annoying, and you don't know how quick their bar is, because sometimes they got free attacks in while your bar's going up. I absolutely understand. Like, you get certain monogamous stuff, but seriously, just be careful when you drop the I hate Chrono Trigger thing. That's just...
Oh, no, I've already learned that. Like, unless I'm asked about my opinion on the game, I don't. I'm just like, yeah, you don't want to know. I don't like it.
It's a very good game, and Brandon's going to roll his eyes at me. You were a Nintendo kid, yeah? You were saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, there was a game that I play a lot. I still play a lot. It's called Shining Force 2. Shining Force series. It's very much like you said. It's chess-based. But it's an RPG turn-based chess. Pretty much, it's just like chess, but it's, you know, knights, wizards, and all that out on a field. It's a very good story too. Absolutely love it. It owns hearts. Shining Force 2 is my favorite game. One of my favorite games of all time. Not favorite. So yeah. Right, guys. Okay, now so you're both Twitch streamers. Okay, so one final thing I want to ask you guys: OBS or XSplit?
OBS.
Why?
Well, no. Okay, so it goes paid XSplit. OBS, the XSplit for free. Like, you don't go anywhere near free XSplit, and if you can afford paid, you'd probably go for that because of all the support, but like, OBS is by far the best free streaming service out there.
Right. No, fair point. I don't discriminate. I use XSplit. I pay for XSplit because I just find it helps me with what I do. Don't discriminate. Anyone does. When people ask me, I'm like, I just think it looks professional and it helps. And I learn on XSplit, so that's why I use it.
It has the better GUI, as it were.
Very GUI. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it definitely
so
loves
much better.
pulling out all the stops on your GPU. It's great. Yeah.
Mm.
Alrighty, Matty, you wanna slide
bud.
into questions, or you got something you wanna rant about?
I don't have too much I want to rant about. Like nothing. The only thing that I fucking wanted to. All right. But now that you fucking prompted me, and I thought about
You want to talk about some e-gamers?
Nah, I don't want to do that shit. That's fucking old. I blocked that shit out from my memory. I fucking forgot it was even in there. And that was the thing I talked to you about the other day, which I don't understand, which is why there are like no games ever released in like June or July, really. And I'm like, why? Why is it like that? Like, what games came out this week that are like big AAA? Like, Crash Bandicoot is like the re-release of the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Was it the Insane trilogy? Is that what it's called? Yeah. I don't know. I didn't play Crash Bandicoot as a kid because I never owned a PlayStation, so I've never played it. But it's like there's no games coming out. I don't know why. Like, it confuses me. I don't understand why there's no games in the middle. Last of Us came out on June 14th, which is fantastic. Why aren't there more games in like the middle of the year? Like they're always all at the end. Like I looked just at the release schedule for this year, and within like 5 weeks of each other, there's like 14 games that I want.
It's gonna hurt October. October's gonna be one hell of a monster.
Who the fuck's gonna spend $1,400 on games in 5 weeks? Nobody. That's ridiculous. That's an absurd amount of money to spend on video games. Like, even if you're in the US, right, and you like it's $60 USD, it's not $100 like it is here for a fucking game. That's still like $840. And they're gonna cram it all in. Like, I understand it's because they want to do it around Christmas, they want to do it around that release period. That's fine, but they can't all be there.
Yeah.
Because they won't all sell. Like the new Assassin's Creed and Wolfenstein and the new Mario, they're all out in the same fucking day. Like, they're on the same day.
It's like they sent Titanfall out to die. Like,
it's like you can't. It's like you can't even like. And even like certain games in the same company, like the Activision has both the what's it called, the new Call of Duty and Destiny 2, and they're within 2 weeks of each other. Why? Why? I don't understand.
Well, they have their own fan bases too.
Still, but they're similar games, right? If you're buying like a shooter for your kids, you're gonna go, oh, the shooting game, and you're either gonna get the Call of Duty or Destiny. You're both. That's as far as like if you're thinking of Christmas, you're thinking of gifts, and when you're thinking of gifts, you're thinking primarily aimed at younger audiences. So why is it there? Like I don't get it. Like why isn't there anything in this part of the year? There's nothing really going on. Right now is school holidays everywhere in the world. It's American summer. All the blockbuster movies come out now because people need something to do. Imagine you've got the fucking American summer, you've got your twats for however fucking long they have time off if you're a parent and they've got like 6 weeks off of school or some shit. You go, here, just stick a fucking new game in their hand. And they go, oh great, I can just go and do this. Awesome! Like what? I just don't understand. Like I just don't get it. I had to ask a bunch of people, and it always just came down to, well, marketing has always done it this way, so they just keep doing it this way.
It's not really a.
And it's an answer, but it's not a good answer. Like,
I still have absolutely no idea who thought it would be a good idea to release Overwatch and Battleborn. I think it was like within a week of each other or something like that. It was
hilarious.
2 weeks apart because like we had
2 weeks.
My last internet group. We did a 72-hour marathon, and Battleborn came out. We got a like a press release copy for it. Like, oh great, we got it like a week before it came out. And during the stream, everyone's like, yeah, this game's gonna be shitty in 3 weeks. Overwatch. And I'm like, oh no, let's give it a chance.
Think about it though, like pretty big games coming out at the end of this year, right? Just to look it up quickly, within a couple weeks of each other, is Forza 7, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, Evil Within 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, South Park, the new South Park game, the WWE game, Destiny 2, Assassin's Creed, Super Mario Odyssey, Wolfenstein 2, Call of Duty, Crackdown 3, Need for Speed Payback, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new Pokemon is out then. They're within 5 weeks of each other. It's like, why would they all be there? Like, what's the biggest game coming out? There's a Pikmin game in July.
Xenoblade.
Splatoon 2.
Xenoblade? Oh.
Splatoon 2 is in the middle of July.
Hey, squeeze! Ready for it.
Wahoo!
That's
Dragon Quest 11 for the 3DS and PS4. Pyre, which I'm actually looking forward to. That's a fantastic. That's the indie game. I think that's the guys that made Bastion, isn't it? Supergiant. Yes, it is. Fuck yeah. But that's it. Like that's all that's coming out in July. It's like, why isn't there more? Like I don't understand. I don't get it. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Even with June, nothing like super big came out. Like Tekken 7 was pretty big.
A world champion was born.
Arms, the flaily fighting thing.
Hey, that's fun.
The Final Fantasy Online DLC, like that came out.
Stormbird.
That's like like Golf Club 2, awesome, and then Crash Bandicoot, and that's it. Farming Simulator, if you're into that, like, but nothing else big comes out. It's like I don't understand. Like,
I think at that point, your go-to is to rely on Steam summer sales and go, what games have I not played but are popular and are now worth $5? And I did that. I bought like 4 games, and I'm like, I think I'm pretty good until the next big shit comes out. So.
Well, it's not even that much for me though, but it's more for like when you see people like the new Hitman for IO Interactive, where Square Enix is like, oh well, they didn't reach their fucking, they're not reaching sales targets. We're gonna have to get rid of the studio and have to lay a bunch of people off, things like that. It's like there's no way all 15 games are gonna meet their sales targets. Like they can't.
No.
Like especially when you're gonna go up against Battlefront 2, Call of Duty, and Destiny 2. Are going to take shitloads of the attention just on their own. So a bunch of those games are going to get lost. For the bigger AAA games that, realistically have to sell 1 million, 2 million, 3 million copies to recoup the costs. Like a bunch of them just aren't going to do it. And then a bunch of people are going to get laid off. A bunch of people aren't going to have jobs anymore. And it sucks. And you see it even with I remember when Tomb Raider came out, the reboot, which everyone fucking loved. It was critically acclaimed and it sold like 5 million copies. And then we're like, yeah, that wasn't a financial success for us.
Sony turned around, Square Enix turned around and said, yeah, no, that's not a success. Yeah, how's that not a fucking success?
You've got to sell so many copies just to make your money back. It's like, how could you possibly do it when it's that stacked?
I think
within a 5-week period.
I think a lot of what the simultaneous release date thing is the same case that Battleborn and Overwatch was. It's kind of like shouldering out, like deliberately cutting from someone else's profits to be like, my game, I'm going to demonstrate my game is better by releasing it on the same day yours and demonstrate by getting more sales. So I'm pretty sure what the Battleborn and Overwatch thing was is that they were renowned for being compared all the time despite not being the same game in any regard. And they were like, well, Blizzard was like, whatever, we're Blizzard, we're going to make money regardless, so we don't care. And then Battleborn was like, snarky comment, good luck on your release, Overwatch, and they're like, you've made a mistake. And then they released the game and they're like, free beta weekend, and they're like, just blew, they just like, we can do this, God. And we will, and we have, and good night. And then
I understand that across companies, right? It's like I understand why a Call of Duty and a Battlefield or a Battlefront would always be close to each other. Like that I understand, because it's like the EA Activision, they both have their big shooters and they're kind of going at each other. That I totally get, but I don't understand why is Destiny 2 and Call of Duty so close together? Like that, you know what I mean? But that's the thing, is if that's the same company, then they're just monopolizing each other's sales. Like they're monopolizing sales from themselves. Like that's the bits that I don't understand. Like if competitors are for Bethesda, and I should clear this, is every once in a while the company I work for does, I do work for Bethesda. But even then, it's The Evil Within and Wolfenstein 2, while they're not entirely the same, they're within 2 weeks of each other. This is the same company, and they're you don't need to put your games, why are the same company putting games so close together? It's I just don't understand why it's so stacked at the end of the year. It's I would love something to be out, some more new games to be out now and in June, rather than August is looking good. August is when it starts slowly building towards the end of year super holiday season. Woo! Jerk off everywhere. Fucking release schedule. But as for now, I just wish there more. But there's not more out right now, which is good. you're saving your money. And what you can do with that amazingly saved money is you can go to AK Racing and you can put in the code YGB,
yeah.
and you can save yourself a groovy 5%. You can put
segue.
you can put that money towards your end of game release cycle, and then while you're playing those new games, you can just be sitting on a fucking cloud. Ding. Someone animate.
Have you ever wore Jordans? Well, it's like that, but a chair. It's great. It's like
it's like Jordans for your ass. There you go. That's the new tagline. New sales slogan. It's like Jordans for your ass.
Jordans, but for your ass. Alrighty, so we'll slip into some questions now. So I actually got some pretty funny ones. So the question I put out is
Chair Jordans.
Chair Jordans, yes.
That's fucking amazing.
Oh, that was on the that's ours. That's ours, Mike. That's ours. You put it on our podcast.
Yes.
That's ours. We officially own that. All right, so I put out the question. Podcast questions. We have some of Australia's best video game speedrunners. That's what I've just told them. That's what you are. Let's ask them some weird questions.
I'll take it.
All right, you'll take that. Sweet. All right. So the first question comes in from Aaron Ross. If you had a new pet cat, what '90s rapper name would you give it?
I don't know any rappers. You want to take it? I mean,
No, I don't know any rappers either. It's not my musical forte.
Sorry, man.
See, I want to say a rapper that I know and then get it wrong, like '90s rapper, and just be like, "That's naughty, you idiot."
Also, sorry to anyone listening to the live stream on twitch.tv/YouGameBro podcast. You can ask a question too. You know, I won't discriminate. You can ask a question. All you dirty audio listeners, you missed out. Where were you? It's your own fault.
I was busy tweeting. What was the question?
Something about '90s rap.
So Aaron, for Aaron
Snoop
Ross,
Dogg,
if you had a new pet cat, which '90s rapper would you call it after?
Snoop Dogg. Even though it's not the dog that looks like Snoop Dogg.
That's not a bad answer.
Matt.
Look, let me put it this way. I do my thing, and I listen. Like I do speedrunning, and I listen to like Sinatra and Elvis. It's like.
You can be seen.
Yeah, I can imagine nothing further than '90s rappers.
I'll call mine Vanilla Ice. Yeah, I gotta go Vanilla Ice. Alright, this one's kind of a funny. I want you guys to answer this and be brutal, because this was not a brutal question, but you'd be brutal back at him. Because, all right, so this one's from, I can never pronounce his first name. Skadris.
Skadria.
Skadia, you know,
I'm guessing.
Skadia's Gunsmith is his name. Can you guys just play games like normal people? Also, Battletoads suck.
Well, the second part of that, I don't necessarily disagree.
Yes, but only if the game I haven't sped around before. If I've sped around the game, there's like no reason not to just do the fastest thing, because it's like, why not? But if it's a game I haven't played before, I will take it slow. I will play the game normally. That said, I have been on the lookout for speedrun tech in the past. If I see something that I'm like, I think I can abuse that, I will attempt to abuse it. Because you're sort of getting, if you've sped around enough games or seen enough games sped around, you sort of get the idea that like there's a consistency of game faults, and you're like, I think I can use that to my advantage, and you use it, and then the game's like, you might occasionally come across a game-breaking exploit, or you'll just crash the game and lose an hour's worth of progress. It's a win-win.
Like anytime you're just playing, well, I can't comment on Asterisk. Like anytime I'm playing a game and I feel like I'm going into the wall, I will admit, every time I do it, I'm just gonna start spamming at that wall. You know, crouch and jump and whatever, just trying to get through it. Because if I can get to the other side, that would be really funny.
All right, that's a solid answer. I would have just told him to get fucked, but yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so, okay, next question comes in from Ben Getley. He says, what game would you be interested in learning speedrunning?
Interesting.
Whatever that fucking Zelda game was, because I could apparently learn it in 15 minutes. It won't take up too much of my life.
You both need to learn Link to the Past, like right now.
Is that our next competition, Pez?
Pez, you still got to eat chili, by the way.
Pez, you want to do it at what's it called?
D&D.
No, fucking at Generosity. You want to have a race?
Yeah, sure. I want to do a bossy race too. But But yeah, sure, I'll do that.
I mean, that I'm not going to beat you at because I've literally never played the game. But I mean, I'll race you in A Link to the Past.
Right.
Blind races have happened in the past, and upsets
Link to
have
the
occurred.
Past.
He's still playing it. He'll take fucking. We'll be there for hours, years even.
Link to the Past 8%. You can learn it in like 5 minutes.
I'll do it. I've never played A Link to the Past, so sure, sounds fun.
I'm
in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Still
I'll
easy.
do it.
Otherwise, do a Breath of the Wild speedrun. Because I reckon
That's an interesting speed run. It's good fun. They're just like tree smack. They sail across the map so fast. The game's like I can't load it.
Yeah, I really like. I just want to gun it for Ganon. Like I really, because you have to get the glide first, don't you, before you can go for Ganon?
Yeah, there's like a infinitely large depth plane about halfway down the plateau in all directions. So they can't like if you try to leave the plateau, you just get killed until you have the hang glider.
I'd like a Halo 1 or something like that as a serious answer.
People do the blind ones. Yeah, I actually liked it before.
I don't know why. It sounds like fun. So there'd be like cool jumps and shit you could do with the grenades and all kinds of good interesting shit.
Halo 1, Halo 2, similar, very similar sort of thing. I think 2 goes a lot heavier into the energy sword. You can get a lot of speed. You can get a lot of speed, but I forget the precise thing, but it's like, you lock onto an enemy and then you sort of do the energy sword and jump at the same time or something, and then you just go infinitely fast. You just fly over gaps. You
can also like infinite distance knife someone, so you like with the knife out and just stab them in the back. You've like traveled across the land to do it.
Oh, that's excellent.
All right. I'm going to skip through some of them because they're pretty much the same question. This next one's from Matt. Okay. Okay, here's another Battletoads question. Matt Wendon. Why does Battletoads have the best pause music? Have you listened to it?
Because they were the only people that thought to put good pause music in the game.
I guess.
Have you listened?
I mean, like.
And when you pause the game, you get
it's so good.
Okay, I'm going to put the link, but anyone listening into the podcast now, I'm just going to play it loud. You guys can't hear it, but I'm going to give this to you guys to listen to right now.
That's good. That's good, man. That's a good question. That's a really good question.
So it just goes...
10 minutes.
That is the music. Yeah.
Every time you hear that like track, you're like, "Hang on, I know this."
I know that. Okay, that was kind of a silly one, but yeah. Why does Battletoads have the best pause music? Oh, because they've got a talented musician, I guess. Okay, this one's from Helena Evans. She says, "If you guys got world record in a game, would you stop speedrunning that game?"
No. And I know that because I have world record in a couple of games.
Oh, you do?
Hey!
The beauty of speedrunning is that once you get world record does not mean that it is over. It means that you have acquired the fastest time in that game, but you can continue to push it better until even games that they think they've gotten the fastest possible time in, people still push for more. Like, I think the only game that's been refined to damn near perfection was Super Mario Brothers 1. Like,
even then.
And even then, there's like
still being pushed.
Like
there's
there's
theories that you can save frames. I mean, like the only speedruns that are like totally dead are the absolute gags. Like on SDA, if you sort by Speed Demons Archive. If you sort by time, there's the one at the top is 0 seconds, and it's Clue for the NES. The speedrun for that is as fast as you possibly can. Press, I think it's start, and what that will do is, because it's just a game of Cluedo, it will accuse a certain person, and if you're right, you win, and if you're wrong, you lose, and so you just do that until you win.
Yeah.
And then when you do, as this person did, that's it. That's the fastest. Like, you can't press start that much faster than just pressing it. So that's it.
Yeah.
I think the thing that sticks out of my brain is that if you have a world record, you got to know that you have to then maintain that record. Like, there are other people that are going to be trying to like take it from you. Like, you got to keep it.
I guess
it depends on how much you love that
keep
game
running it,
for that category.
Yeah, like as far as I'm aware, I have the Alpha Protocol world record. I think I'm actually not sure about that one. I haven't
You
like.
definitely know. I
found
would check
out, like-
that every night before I go to bed, and every morning when I wake up, is it still there? Oh, thank God.
It's Alpha Protocol. Like it's like there's
See, no,
one
that's the
run-
thing.
Yeah.
Like with the whole world record, like excitement thing is like from the outside in, world records seem much more impacting than they actually are. Like some people get to the point where they think that by getting world record, you get hot babes and money. It's like, star spot in the World Guinness Book of Records, and
Wait
it's
a
like
minute. Are you
it
blowing
doesn't
the lid
quite-
right open?
it doesn't quite work that way in speedrunning because the record changes hands so quickly. There's no point in giving someone like a illustrious title because they've gotten world record. It is just for that time in the world, no one has been able to complete this game, this category, the fastest. Just you. You are the fastest, and that's it. And it's like, it's more just I have set the benchmark for fastest time, so who can beat me? And it's just like, you put the little flag on top of the hill, and then someone tries to run up and grab it, and so on and so forth.
He's talking shit, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be dissuaded from this. If you do get a world record, like next time you go to your sink and you like just turn the taps on, just pussy just comes out. It's ridiculous.
Money
Like just
and pussy.
instantaneously, just fucking float. There's no. I suggest you bathe in your own house if you go to someone who has a world record, because any tap you turn on, it's
You
just
will
pussy.
shit diamonds.
It's just pussy. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's really how
In
it is.
reality, it's
I
just a
had-
dude walking up with a red balloon and goes, "Here you go."
Yeah,
I had
That's
record.
number one on it.
Like, I had record in Vex for a while, and like I was trying to explain it to my parents, and this is like the hardest thing in the world. Like, explaining video games to parents that don't play video games is hard enough. Explaining a subsection of video games to parents is basically impossible. And then when I'm like, yeah, I'm traveling overseas to meet up with mates for this thing, they're like, so can you explain it to us? I'm like, so it's like playing video games but fast. And then they're like, oh, so you do it? I'm like, yeah, I've got like the fastest time for this thing. And they're like, so you have a world record? I'm like, no, it's not quite as exciting as you think. And then like my dad gets way too excited and then actually starts telling people. And it's like, you haven't understood the premise at all. And now you're telling strangers that your son has world record in something that is completely and utterly arbitrary and pointless and has no prize money involved with it. And then I lost it, so it doesn't even matter. I don't even have it anymore.
Nice. Yeah, I think the what do you call it? I think the world record discussion is a lot easier than the like the marathon discussion. Like something like ASM is just such a foreign concept to people who sort of aren't like into video games at all. Like even if you're into speedrunning, but you're into video games, you can sort of get there. Like you could be like, yeah, I can understand how these bits go into something else. But like as Astrid said, it's like it's the subculture sort of thing. It's like yeah.
Mm.
Is there like a title out there that like to be the world record holder of that title is just like, is there a game there that's like the holy grail to be the speedrun, like to hold the world record of that?
There's like,
Well,
Oh,
there is games that have like, it garners a lot of attention if you have the world record in that game because it's heavily contested and super popular. But beyond
Mario
that, it is
64.
not. Mario 64 is the big one. So like, if you have world record in like Mario 64 120 star, it's like everyone knows kind of thing, and like Kotaku posts about it, and that's
is
when
that
you
the
know you've
babes
made
and
it
money?
big.
Yeah.
When Kotaku posts about it, that's as big as you'll get, basically. And
Yeah.
Kotaku's not that big nor important, so like.
Oh well, our next question comes from Kotaku editor
Ah!
Alex Walker.
You are the worst. You're fired,
It's
Astrid.
not even
You're just
kidding.
Oh, I'm
It's not
fine.
even
you
a
have nothing to
joke.
do with ASM.
It's not even a
They
joke.
love
It actually,
speedrunning.
I'm serious. Our next
Beautiful.
question comes from Kotaku editor Alex
I'm
Walker.
Sorry, don't kill me.
All right, his question. Alex says, weirdest thing. Okay, he wants to ask the weirdest thing they have had to ignore while doing a speed run. I don't know what that means. He asked a weird question. Or
Yeah, like-
the weirdest thing that killed a speed run.
Well, the weird. All right. So
That
lots
seems
of
like an easy one.
weird
Next one.
games. Yeah, lots of games just have weird things like in them, and a lot of games have weird things in them that have to do with the speedrun, and some things have weird things in them that don't have to do with the speedrun. So, like the easiest example is in Return to Castle Wolfenstein. As you're loading into the second chapter, technically the third chapter, but it's the second chapter. You like obviously you're skipping all the cutscenes, but if you skip the second cutscene on the first frame, it will not load the next level. Because,
Okay.
yeah, There's also a set of stairs later, which you have to go up. And if you go up them, sometimes the game will crash. Sometimes the game will not.
That seems kind of annoying.
It's a bit annoying, yeah.
And inconvenient at the same time.
A bit inconvenient, yeah. And it's just sort of, it's like, why is this here? Is this relevant? It's not relevant. It's just one of those things. You've got that weird stuff. As Damo said, probably the other thing is when you just discover this random new glitch. Like I was playing one game, and it's just, suddenly I'm just out of bounds. It's like I didn't know that could happen, but suddenly I'm out of bounds.
Kill the run. Investigate.
Yeah, couldn't get back in bounds.
Weirdest thing that's like happened during a run for me was I was playing just regular speedruns, and I had my little window on the PC, and I started getting messages from a mate that I hadn't spoken to in like 5+ years, and I was like, this dude's still alive, and he's picked now of all times to message me on a really obscure like I turn off my Facebook.
Hey mate, want to get a beer?
I mute my Skype, I mute my Steam. He's picked this random ass method of contact that's worked, and I'm just like, controller in hand, like what, and I'm just getting distracted and losing the run to that. Losing a run.
The worst.
Well, okay, this wasn't a speed run, but I can kind of say my Boshy run during Hello Kitty. I got Hello Kitty right down a little bit, and then for some reason, I can't. You know, when you're on your PC and you get a notification on Facebook, it pops up a little window on the right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this, but I was like, do you know how you can hit Control Scroll and you can like maximize the page? Well, I actually did that on a page, didn't think about it. Then all of a sudden, half my screen covered up with a notification.
Oh.
I think it was actually no, someone sent me a DM and it just covered up the whole scene. I died. I was ready to cry. I was ready to cry because I spent about 4 hours on Hello Kitty. So that was me.
What a wonderful sentence out of context.
That's it.
Friends in Hello Kitty. Yeah. Sorry, Alex.
Oh no, I was just like, I think
never
that's
speedrun anything,
all I can think of.
Never speedrun anything. I have nothing to add to this discussion.
Yeah, I don't think I've had anything like super weird that's killed a run outright. Like that distracted me for a bit, and I almost lost a run, but it was like more just a weird thing that happened. I don't think I really had anything that was like super weird. Like I've had stuff come up, like emergencies and that kind of thing, and I don't really class those as weird. Like
life
happens. Just life being shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just okay. You're on the edge of like breaking the world record. You're like 4 minutes off. The right corner of your house is on fire. What do? Do you just go, look, I got enough time to get the record and then go get a bucket of water?
But if it's 4 minutes, if it's 4 minutes off, that's a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
You channel your inner firefighter. You assess the flames and go, how far will this make it in the time it's going to take me to finish this run? Does it consume the house and myself? No? Go.
Yeah,
we can do this.
No, we're just...
That'd be
right corner of my house is my bedroom, so I'm probably going to go put that out. Like now that I think about it, so yeah, I'm definitely
from wherever you're playing.
That's where
thinking about it. I'm like, definitely where I must not be a speedrunner because I'm like, I don't want my shit to burn. Like, I don't give a fuck about a world record.
Yeah,
like I don't want my shit on fire. Like,
yeah,
you just don't have the dedication. You don't have the dedication.
I'll live without the dedication. I'll manage somehow.
So at the moment, if I was like just about to beat Ryu and the corner of the house is on fire, I would be like, yeah, I'm pretty quick. I'm pretty sure I can.
You start making moral questions that you don't think you'd ever have to ask yourself in the past. That's when the crush point comes into it.
Speaking of questions, Pez, are there any more?
Okay, yeah, we've got 2 more. They stopped getting weird and they went straight back to speedrunning. All right, so this one's from a past guest of ours, Jennifer Shrule.
The last one wasn't even weird.
What's that?
That last one wasn't even weird.
I know, you made it weird. Getting weird. They just went back. I think everyone just really likes speedrunning. So Jennifer says, "What are the best drugs to take? What are the best drugs to take for performance enhancement for speedrunnings, in your opinion?"
Caffeine.
How is that not weird?
I love how we go the total opposite direction. It's just like I'm like, yeah, the thing that makes you stimulated, and you're like the thing that makes you unstimulated.
Because you're loosey goosey.
Is it
I
like
was gonna say
okay?
speed.
Okay, look. Okay, ready?
Yeah, caffeine. If I have to be honest, it's caffeine. Like,
Yeah,
if,
it's
the,
caffeine.
the more dosed up you are on like high energy, you're just like, I can see the future and
Yeah,
also
I
my
just-
screen.
I just want to put it out there. I got this today, and the thing because I'm out of coffee now, so I'll do it. This mug has the ASM. Oh,
Oh,
it's
no.
bloody. No, it's not reversed because you've
Yes.
unreversed
Oh,
it.
there
It's
you
the
go,
ASM
yeah.
logo on it, which
Nice.
I got
I want
from
one.
China.
I was gonna say speed. I thought speed would be the answer.
Wait, are
Like
you
you
trying
take
to
like
sell
a
your merch
shitload
on our
of
stream?
speed, and you're just like,
Oh yeah, I'm def. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. No, we don't sell. I just did it like I got it personalized.
I
yeah.
sell
the only,
power
thing,
mugs.
the only thing we sell. The only thing we sell this
Oh,
stream
you
is
want-
AK
this
Racing
is
chairs.
good
Buy yours
chair.
right now. Link down below.
Boom, 5% off. All right. Okay. Look, I'm gonna click the stream off. All right. Okay. No one's here. Is there any like under the table drugs that you take? Like, oh no, like cocaine's really good for speed running.
I need 6 racks of blow before I fucking go.
No, I've been offered. I've
No.
been
Yes,
offered
I just
drugs.
go Tony Montana style. Take at least a pound.
Just a mountain of it.
Or doing
Stick your head in it. Fuck yes.
I've been offered drugs and stuff like that, but nah, never bothered with it. So I'd have no idea.
Apparently, one of the first, I forget who it was, and I'm so sorry because it's just a funny story. Apparently, the first thing that happened when someone came to Adelaide for ASM in 2015 is they were off. I forget whether it was they were offered weed or they were asked where to find the weed.
Where's
Adelaide.
the weed at?
Where
Yeah,
Adelaide in general.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one. This one comes from streamer Woody. He says, how/why did you get into speedrun? Which we've already asked that. And and the next part of the question is, what advice would you give to someone who wants to get into speedrunning themselves?
Do you want to field this one at the start, or do you want me to go for
Sure,
it?
I can take it. Look, speedrunning, like I think one of the biggest divides, not divides, that's the wrong word, but like the biggest thing that people,
Perception.
not even really perception, but the biggest sort of thing that people have sort of trouble getting over is the divide between like I'm speedrunning like as a thing that I am actively doing and just being like, hey, I am trying to play a game fast and this is a thing that I am doing and it's fun. Like it's sort of like the divide between like an MMO like WoW or something, between just being like, hey, I'm clicking on things and I'm raiding. Like it's not really as big of a divide as you'd think at first. And I think that's something that a lot of people sort of have. I don't want to say trouble because that's kind of the wrong word, but trouble because I can't think of a better word and I can't bother sitting here thinking about it. Sort of getting over that thing where it's like, you know, yeah, I'm doing this thing actively. But like, all you have to do is just start speedrunning. Is just playing a game fast. Like, if you want to really do the thing, there's plenty of useful resources out there. Speedrun.com is a really big one. Whatever, pretty much any game you want to get into speedrunning, there's probably resources out there for you, or at least a video of someone else playing it. Speed Demos Archive is a good place to meet people. Speedrun.com is also a good place to meet people. Speedruns Live is a good place to meet people generally, even though it's more about the racing side of things, like people racing games. It's, again, still a great place to meet people. Just hanging around Twitch chats, just generally.
Yeah, getting
That
involved
sort of-
in the speedrunning Twitches
getting
is pretty
involved
good.
in this- yeah, and getting involved in communities like the Discords of people just chilling. Like it's, and again, and then it's just go do it because again, it's all just a bit of fun, really. Like you know, like I never picked up speedrunning as sort of a thing. It's sort of developed into a thing with ASM and all that. But even then, like the reason why I speedrun today is, well, not necessarily today, but tomorrow or the other day or whenever, is because I don't want to make a fool of myself in front of a few people at ASM. But also because it's just fun. Like, because you know, it's just something I enjoy. And if you enjoy it, great. Like, if it's not something that appeals to you, like, it's fine as well. Like, it's not going to appeal to everyone. Just like different games are going to appeal to different people. Different ways to play different games are going to appeal to different people as well. The one question that always seems to get asked in this regard is what is a good game to speedrun first? And that seems to be that seems to be the bugbear.
Question, yeah.
It's not really a silly question because again, when you're coming from that outside, again, that's what I'm saying. It's that hard to get over that divide. Like speedrunning is sort of a different thing. And like it's really not. Like I always just tell people, like I know there are a lot of people who are like, yeah, here's a list of good games to get into speedrunning, and they're probably not wrong. Like things like Mario 64 is a good game to get into speedrunning because it's good, it teaches you about how to be dedicated to mechanics and sort of thing. Like when push comes to shove, that's all a bunch of bollocks, really. Like the first game you should start speedrunning is the one you want to. Now I know that's hard, but if you can't think of one, I would seriously just personally, I would say consider just the one you want to speedrun. Just seriously consider it. Don't ask other people. Yeah, also Mario has a lot of resources, which helps. But like, again, speedrunning is just another way to play a video game fast, and it should be something that you should enjoy for fun. Now, if it happens that you want to get into speedrunning something like Mario 64 or Ocarina, that's cool. Again, lots of resources, speedrun.com, etc., etc. And that's fantastic. But if you don't want to get into speedrunning Mario 64, but you want to get into speedrunning, and you think to yourself, I should get into Mario because that's a really common speed game, I'd probably just advise just don't do that. Get into the game that you want to get into because it's all about you, really. Like, if you're not going to have fun with it, you're not going to have fun with it. And that's kind of this against sort of a very heavy stop there, a very heavy full stop.
Yeah. Bottom line is, play the game. You're gonna run the game. You're gonna have the most fun playing. Like if you find yourself going back and playing a game over and over again, even though it's just a single player game and you've already beaten it 100% multiple times in a row, speedrun that game. You'll probably really enjoy it because it gives you that extra element of play out of the game. So you also come to learn a lot of intricacies and details about the game that you never really knew about before, and you come to appreciate it in a different way.
Yeah, because there's a lot of games that I've sort of speedrun, like The Punisher from like 2005. It was like a PS2, GameCube, PC game, cross-platform rubbish. And there's just a lot of sort of random things in that game, in the speedrun, that you're like, why would I want to do that? But wait a second, that actually makes me go faster. I think probably the easiest example is the Diablo 3 just came out with its new patch, and I got into Diablo 3 recently, and the challenge rifts. That's sort of a perfect example of exactly what speedrunning in general is. You've sort of got this, got this toolbox of things you can do, and you're like, how can I make these things work better for me?
Yeah, I'm really, no, 100%. Yeah, I'm. Oh, no, the fact that you just mentioned Diablo 3, I want to go play that now. Like that game, that comes and goes in like rotations for me. But yeah,
you know what's really annoying is I got into it. It's like it was the season, right? I'm like, oh, hey, I'll do a seasonal thing because that's really cool, and I'll do the thing. It's like, yeah, great. Okay, season's ending now. All right, fine, whatever. New season starts July. I think it's 19 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of our event. So
yeah, you're gonna be late on that season, buddy.
Well, that's actually
not getting started on that.
Well, that's actually a perfect segue. So we're going to start wrapping up. This has been episode 55. Can you guys let us know when the event's happening, what they can expect, and where they can find you?
That way. He can tell you.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I see. Yeah,
Pimp it out.
That one.
Pimp it out.
So, July 19 through 23. July 19 and 20, we're going to be at the University of South Australia. July 22 and 23, we're going to be at AVCon, Adelaide's Anime and Video Game Festival. It's going to be a giant speedrunning marathon. If you don't know what speedrunning is, it's where you play video games really fast. It's great. It's fun. We're going to be
haven't listened to the last 2 hours.
You fucking know what it is now.
Yeah, you probably should. But anyway, it's the thing. We're going to be raising money for Beyond Blue. They support and attempt to combat the stigmas and effects of mental illnesses such as depression. They're a fantastic charity. I suggest you check them out regardless of our event because they are really cool people. We're very happy at this time to acknowledge our sponsors, University of South Australia and AVCon, because they're really cool, and without them, the event would not happen because we are poor. I'd also like to shout out all our runners who have decided to come along and make this thing possible. Without all of you, this would not also be possible because I can't do 70 hours of stuff, but you can, and it's all thanks to you. If you would like to find out what games we are playing, the link is horaro.org. horaro.org/ASM2017. You can find a link to that
in the description.
Yep, you can find a link to that in the description of the You Game Bro podcast. Description at this You Game Go. Yeah, I sound bad as words. You can also find it on our Twitter at OzSpeedrun, which is AUSSPEEDRUN. You can also find us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/AUS Speedrun Marathon.
That was the most clear, crisp description anyone's given me out of 55 episodes. Like, where they can find me? Oh, you can find me everywhere. Same name.
Is there anything else I need to say?
No.
Oh yes, yeah. Make sure to follow us on
good.
Twitter.
You good.
If you're interested, you can contact us at the Twitter. Our DMs are open. I'm happy to give you all the information. We do attempt to keep 24-hour turnaround because I don't have a life and always have my emails open. So we also have a Discord. You can get a link to that if you ask, because we generally, it's sort of public, but you can ask. And
Ask.
we have all the information regarding our events in there. You can also come, if you're in Adelaide, you can also come on site during the event. On the 22nd and 23rd, you're going to have to go to Avcon and buy a ticket. I'm sorry. And on the 19th and 20th, we're going to be... Or you'll be escorted off the premises. And on the 19th and 20th, we're going to be at the University of South Australia's McGill campus in the TV studio, which is C211. We're going to be open to the public from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Nice. Nailed it.
Excellent. Alrighty. Well,
That's it.
awesome. And I'd like to give a tip of the hat and a thank you once again to AK Racing for supplying these awesome chairs one last time. And thank you everybody for the last 55 episodes that have helped make that possible and having awesome guests like yourselves coming on. I really appreciate it. So,
Well, thank you very much for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk
Thank you.
about
Excellent.
video games.
100%. I'm looking forward to PAX 2. So we'll get you.
Yeah.
I'll be glad.
We'll
to have you guys
be
back on.
tuning into the stream. We'll be tuning into the stream in a couple weeks,
Yep.
and then we'll come down to PAX. We'll check it out. You've inspired us now. Me and Pez. We gotta have the link to the pass race.
100%.
At JRD. We gotta do that.
We have to now.
No,
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Has to.
Done.
Yeah, done.
Do you want to do a
100%.
masturbation challenge? No, that only takes 5 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Wait,
That's 5
the
minutes
race
too
against
long.
masturbation and a link to the past any percent. Who's faster?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Masturbation.
You want to legitimately do that? We'll do it. I'll go to a bathroom and jerk off and see if I can do it before you finish a link to the past. I like my chances.
Done. Alright, okay. So once again, guys, this has been episode 55. Thanks for watching, and once again, thanks to AK Racing for supporting us. If you want to get 5% off chairs, use hashtag code YGB. That stands for You Game Go. No, it's You
Do
Game
it.
Bro.
Help.
You Game Go. You Game Bro. YGB. 5% off.
Help
Thank you.
us help you help us.
Yeah, give us those dollar dues.
Yeah.
$900 dues.
Peace.
To buy it.
Why is...
Boys.
No.
All right, that's
We're
it.
trying to wrap
that's
up.
it for the
Don't
audio
get me into
podcast.
Simpsons quotes.
We're in the post show now. We're gonna wrap this stream up real quick. I'm gonna send everybody over to our boy Tolga, Super Angry Brothers.
Yes.
I want everybody to use the hashtag ASM. Was it hashtag ASM 2017?
Yep.
Yep. Just put that in the chat. Raid that guy. He'll be confused as. But tell him we love him. And if you have a chance, give him a follow. You'll never meet a more beautiful human being in your life. Oh, you probably will. But until then.
I was at that. I'm right fucking here.
Yeah, we're right here. All right. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. See you later.
Are we out?
We
We
are
out?
out in about 3, 2.